1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn. I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free secure parking.
Looking for something to do the whole family will enjoy? Then drop by the box office at the ballpark at Harbor Yard to pick up your individual game tickets for Bluefish Baseball today. With 3 great seating options, field box, loge, and reserve, every seat gets you up close and personal with the action at Harbor Yard. Monday is Kids Eat Free Night, presented by Abby J. Novelty Foods. On Winning Inning Wednesdays, fans will have a chance to walk away $10,000 richer. Not to worry, Thirsty Thursdays, presented by Budweiser, are back this year, followed by giveaway nights on Freebie Fridays. If you're looking to catch some afternoon sunshine, it's Chet Family Fun Day on Sundays with pregame team autograph sessions and kids run the bases after the game. In addition to the box office, Bluefish tickets can be purchased online at BridgeportBluefish.com or by calling a Bluefish sales representative at 203-345-4800. Get your tickets now and prepare to be blown out of the water by Willie Upshaw and the 2010 Bridgeport Bluefish.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free secure parking.
If you want your baked goods delivered fresh daily, then MRS Baking has it all. With thousands of different dessert and breakfast items, you're sure to find your favorites. You can munch on brownies, cheesecakes, and cupcakes. Yummy! Located in College Point, New York, MRS Baking is the one stop for all your baking needs. For more information, dial 718-460-6700. Once again, the number is 718-460-6700. MRS Baking, the one stop for all of your baking needs.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles in the booth for all 140 Atlantic League games for the Bluefish and its respective opponents. Last night, it was not such a wonderful night at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Simply put, Bluefish did not get the bunts down. The Newark Bears did. That's why they went on top in the 11th inning and eventually came out to win by a score of 10-5. The Bridgeport Bluefish at 30-16 on the second half, 66-50, but they are still in first place against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. The Blue Crabs lost last night to the Lancaster Barnstormers 9-6. So the BBs hoping to get their mojo back. They have lost 2 out of the last 3 games, but of course, they've only played the last 3 games. If you take into consideration that they are playing nearly 667 baseball over the last 71, that's a 47-24 mark. You know why the Bluefish are in the position that they are after trailing by so many games early in the season, splitting contests against the teams like the Newark Bears and the Lancaster Barnstormers. But the Bridgeport Bluefish, they understand how difficult it is to sweep an opponent, and they were even swept at the hands of the Somerset Patriots and the Camden River Sharks earlier in the season. They did not have much success in the state of New Jersey. If you take into account the Newark, Camden, and Somerset range, they had only won 2 games of the 4 in the first series, or at least 2 of the first 4 in the first series in Newark. They lost all 3 against Somerset and Camden. Take into account they were 2-8 in the state of New Jersey. Since then, the resume has improved against those ball clubs. However, it took a long time for the Bluefish to acquaint themselves with the players that they have right now, and the Bluefish hoping to go out with enthusiasm and fire the same way that they have throughout the last 71 games. Let's take a look at last night's score between the Bears and the Bluefish. It was 10-5, 5 runs in the 11th inning. However, there were 4 players on the Newark Bears who collected 2 hits on the contest. There were 2 players that amassed 3 RBI in the process, and Eric Munson, Brian Barton were part of the collaborative effort from the Newark Bears. The only 2 RBI game came from Joe Giannetti. On the Bluefish end, there were 3 players with multiple hits, actually 4 players with multiple hits, and 3 players with 3 hits on the game, Moss, Boca Chica, and Giannetti. But when you're spaced 3, 5, and 7, chances are you're not going to do very well because you won't be able to have that consistent hitting to be able to get on base and to come to the plate. Yes, the Bluefish scored 5 runs, and it should be enough on an ordinary day. Yesterday was very extraordinary day, a unique day. It was not an offensive slugfest the way that the score might indicate. The pitching staffs tightened their grasp on the game, and the Bluefish wound up losing the contest by that score. Let's take a look at the rest of the scores and the updated standings courtesy of the Bluefish Broadcast Network. The Bridgeport Bluefish at 30-16, they are leading the Atlantic League's Liberty Division. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs have 1 fewer loss, but 2 fewer wins, which makes them a 1,000th of a percentage point down to the Bridgeport Bluefish in the standings and a half game out in terms of the wins and losses. The Long Island Ducks at 21-22. They also succumbed last night, and the Camden River Sharks have won a game. There's only 13 and a half back of the Bridgeport Bluefish, which is a ton of games. But they are only now, I believe they're only 3 games behind the Long Island Ducks in the wild card race for second place. Now that would be if the York Revolution were to win the Freedom Division. And if York wins 2 more, the York Revolution and the Somerset Patriots would be tied. Somerset lost only its 3rd contest in the last 14 games. They're at 11-3 in their last 14, but they lost one last night. The York Revolution, having won last night's affair, they are 21-23. The Lancaster Barnstormers have notched 2 consecutive victories and are in second place, tied with the York Revolution, 21-23. The Newark Bears, only 4.5 back. They might even have a better shot to make the postseason than the Long Island Ducks do at this time. And can you imagine if the Newark Bears, after how poorly the team started, able to make a run towards a playoff berth? Think about it. Yes, York would have to make the playoffs in order for Long Island to have a shot at it. But if, let's say, Somerset wins, Long Island has to catch Bridgeport. That is not happening. What if Newark wins it? Then Newark makes the playoffs and plays York in round 1, Bridgeport and Southern Maryland in round 1, and there you go. That's your story from the Atlantic League. Speaking of the standings, we mentioned about those. Let's take a look at the scores from last night, other than the Bridgeport game. Lancaster 9, Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 6. Joe Gaetti, 2 for 3 day with 3 RBI. Michael Woods, 2 out of 5 on the game. Nelson, a 2 for 5 night with 2 ribbies. And Vic Gutierrez, 2 hits in 4 plate appearances with 2 RBI. 3 runs scored from Turner and 2 from Ryan Mulhern. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs had Jeremy Owens collect 2 RBI. Jamar Hill also 2 runs batted in. And a 2-hit night from Casey Benjamin. Home run from Vic Gutierrez, his first, and Jamar Hill, his 10th. Josh Hall with the win, 6 innings of 2 earned run baseball, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, a 5.31. John Karanka was awful. An inning and a third, 3 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, 14.04. The Southern Maryland Blue Crabs losing pitcher is now 0-2 on the game, on the year, 3 hours and 8 minutes, the time of the contest from Southern Maryland. Meanwhile, the York Revolution taking on the Long Island Ducks. Ducks had a big lead at one point, or actually they tried to come back. They made a huge roll toward it. Long Island down 7-1. It was 7-4 after 3, 11-4 after 6. But Long Island scored 5 runs in the 9th inning after having played 1 in the 7th. Still was not enough. 11-10, the York Revolution on top. Sean Stidfall earned the save, while Eric Ackerman picks up his 5th victory as a member of the York Revolution, and a 5th of the season. Julio Manon 4 1/3, 4 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. In his first start since being acquired and signed by the York Revolution, Jason Richardson, 2 innings of 1-run baseball. But there were only 4 earned runs of the 10 that Long Island scored last night. Jake Dittler suffers the defeat, 3 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, 5.49. Joselo Diaz, 2 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and Chris Sperling, 3 2/3, an earned run, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Finally, the Campton River Sharks on the Somerset Patriots, the 3-2 score last night. Ultimately came down to Therese Olivares. He had 2 RBI in the game. Chris Malik also with 1. Runs scored from Walker, Smith, and Olivares. And finally, Burke and Ayala with runs scored. Presley and Suarez with the RBI. Kennard with the loss, 3-1 on the year, an inning and 2/3, a run, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, and Eddie Camacho moves to 6-0. 2 innings pitched, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. The Bridgeport Bluefish starting lineup today. We'll bring that up to you right after these words from our local sponsors. Stay tuned. I am Perry Miles. You're listening to the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
Looking for something to do the whole family will enjoy? Then drop by the box office at the ballpark at Harbor Yard to pick up your individual game tickets for Bluefish baseball today. With 3 great seating options, field box, loge, and reserved, every seat gets you up close and personal with the action at Harbor Yard. Monday is Kids Eat Free Night, presented by Abby J. Novelty Foods. On Winning Inning Wednesdays, fans will have a chance to walk away $10,000 richer. Not to worry, Thirsty Thursdays, presented by Budweiser, are back this year, followed by giveaway nights on Freebie Fridays. If you're looking to catch some afternoon sunshine, it's Chet Family Fun Day on Sundays with pregame team autograph sessions and kids run the bases after the game. In addition to the box office, Bluefish tickets can be purchased online at BridgeportBluefish.com or by calling a Bluefish sales representative at 203-345-4800. Get your tickets now and prepare to be blown out of the water by Willie Upshaw and the 2010 Bridgeport Bluefish.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
If you want your baked goods delivered fresh daily, then MRS Baking has it all. With thousands of different dessert and breakfast items, you're sure to find your favorites. You can munch on brownies, cheesecakes, and cupcakes. Yummy! Located in College Point, New York, MRS Baking is the one stop for all your baking needs. For more information, dial 718-460-6700. Once again, the number is 718-460-6700. MRS Baking, the one stop for all of your baking needs.
For centuries, cold beer has remained hidden behind refrigerated doors, hidden within cardboard walls amongst bottles and cans. Cold beer has remained hidden for far too long. Not anymore. Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see if your beer is cold before you buy it. Frost-brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Advertising with the Bridgeport Bluefish is a sure way to hit a home run in your community. Since 1998, nearly 3 million fans have spun the turnstiles at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Supporting their local team and Fairfield County's local businesses sponsoring the Bluefish is just the right thing to take your business in the direction you want. The proof is in the numbers. More than 70% of Bluefish partners renew their sponsorships annually, and the best part is there are tons of ways to get involved. Billboards, in-game promotions, giveaways, Fish Vision video board ads, radio spots, and much more. If the economy is sinking your business, it's time to get swimming with the Bluefish. To join the Bluefish team now, call any of our front office sales representatives at 203-345-4800 for more information.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, warm and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for two for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn. I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free secure parking.
For centuries, cold beer has remained hidden behind refrigerated doors, hidden within cardboard walls amongst bottles and cans. Cold beer has remained hidden for far too long. Not anymore. Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see if your beer is cold before you buy it. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles in the booth today in all 140 games for the entirety of the Bluefish season, which hopefully leads to the second championship in the Atlantic League for the BBs. Most fans are hoping for that. Sam Rosado is hoping for that. Perry Miles is hoping for that. But what about the opponents? Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Brought to you by the Bluefish Broadcast Network. Tim Raines Jr. is at second base, leading off. Kennard Jones is in left field, batting second, while Darrell Ward is batting at first base and hitting in the 3 spot. Carl Everett is the designated hitter, batting fourth, while Brian Barton is in right field, batting fifth. Sandy Madera is the third baseman, batting sixth, and Isaiah Kaiway is batting seventh and catching. James Cooper is the center fielder, batting eighth, and Randy Gress is the shortstop, batting ninth. Gress had a very good game yesterday. He came up with a triple and a run scored, a single as well, and he came up with the big sacrifice 1-4 that set aside a runner at third base with one man out. That's when Tim Raines Jr. spanked a triple and scored on an error to result in the loss for the Bridgeport Bluefish. They are supported by Bob Zimmerman. He is a starting pitcher for the Newark Bears. He was out of the bullpen as well as starting for the York Revolution. He was traded to Newark. Newark desperately needed pitching, and they were able to acquire his services towards the latter end of the seasons. We bring that information up to you on the Bluefish Network as quickly as we possibly can. But apparently missing a little piece of it. So let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Bridgeport Bluefish. It is Adam Greenberg in center field leading off. The designated hitter is Tyke Redman. He's batting second, while Stephen Moss is hitting in the 3 slot and playing left field. In the 4-hole, Josh Phelps. He continues to hit well, and he is cleaning up again. The Bridgeport Bluefish have their 5th place hitter covering the area, and that is none other than Hiram Boca Chica. Boca, 2 doubles last night. Did an outstanding job in preparing, and he continues to play on a night-to-night basis. He's playing second base. Danny Putnam is in right field, batting 6th, while Joe Giannetti is in the 7th slot and playing third base. Tom Panino is catching, batting 8th, and Brandon Chavez is the shortstop, batting 9th for the BBs. They are supported by Willie Upshaw, the manager of the Bluefish, and Terry McGriff. Meanwhile, the manager is Tim Raines Sr., but he is replaced temporarily because of a personal matter by Ron Karkovice, the bench coach. Willie Banks is acting as a player coach tonight. The umpires for the ball game include a couple of veterans who are accustomed to. Brett Brewington is behind home plate. Andrew Vincent is at first base, and Matt Beaver occupies third base. Let's take a look at Bob Zimmerman. With the York Revolution, he was 7-1 on the year. 7 wins, 1 loss. 21 games, 15 starts, 85 1/3 innings, a 4.43 ERA. For whatever reason, his performance has improved in terms of earned run average, but his record has subsided. He is only 1-3 with the Newark Bears, the native of St. Louis, Missouri, 6'4", 245-pound right-handed pitcher who's turning 29 years old in November. He had 7 wins and a 4.43, as we mentioned. He reached as high as AA baseball with the St. Louis Cardinals organization in Springfield in the Texas League, as well as the Trenton Thunder. That was in 2007, and the Angels organization in Arkansas. He was a part of the Angels organization. The Toronto Blue Jays organization gave him an opportunity to train and gave him an invite, and it allowed him to propel his performance over to the regular season. Angels, Yankees, and Cardinals organizations. Trenton for the Yankees, Arkansas, the Travelers involved in the affiliate with the Angels, and let's not forget about the last one, the Springfield Cardinals and the Great Lakes team out of the Midwest League. His opponent is Luis Gonzalez, 6 feet, 190 pounds, out of Carolina, Puerto Rico. Born in 1983, 27 years of age, turned 27 in February. He makes his way to Bridgeport after spending parts of 2 seasons in AAA baseball with the LA Dodgers organization and a season with the Colorado affiliate in the Texas League in AA with the Tulsa Drillers. His career record coming into this season, 14-12. But he is 5-3 on the year with a 3.02, 65 2/3 innings, 57 strikeouts, and 57 overall hits. Against the Newark Bears, he has yet to throw a pitch. So we'll get accustomed to seeing him on the mound for the rest of the night. When we come back, we'll have Bob Weir's Atlantic League Notebook, plus first pitch from the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Stay tuned. I am Perry Miles. You're listening to the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
If you want your baked goods delivered fresh daily, then MRS Baking has it all. With thousands of different dessert and breakfast items, you're sure to find your favorites. You can munch on brownies, cheesecakes, and cupcakes. Yummy! Located in College Point, New York, MRS Baking is the one stop for all your baking needs. For more information, dial 718-460-6700. Once again, the number is 718-460-6700. MRS Baking, the one stop for all of your baking needs.
For centuries, cold beer has remained hidden behind refrigerated doors, hidden within cardboard walls amongst bottles and cans. Cold beer has remained hidden for far too long. Not anymore. Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see if your beer is cold before you buy it. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Advertising with the Bridgeport Bluefish is a sure way to hit a home run in your community. Since 1998, nearly 3 million fans have spun the turnstiles at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Supporting their local team and Fairfield County's local businesses sponsoring the Bluefish is just the right thing to take your business in the direction you want. The proof is in the numbers. More than 70% of Bluefish partners renew their sponsorships annually, and the best part is there are tons of ways to get involved. Billboards, in-game promotions, giveaways, Fish Vision video board ads, radio spots, and much more. If the economy is sinking your business, it's time to get swimming with the Bluefish. To join the Bluefish team now, call any of our front office sales representatives at 203-345-4800 for more information.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
For centuries, centuries, cold beer has remained hidden. Hidden behind refrigerated doors, hidden within cardboard walls amongst bottles and cans. Cold beer has remained hidden for far too long. Not anymore. Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see if your beer is cold before you buy it. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Unwind after a show, game, dinner, or anytime at the Blue Martini, Fairfield County's sophisticated new gathering place in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. The atmosphere is pure cosmopolitan, and the light menu is as hip as the lounge itself, featuring mouth-watering blue rabies, Bridgeport Bellows, and Angus Blue Sliders. And the signature martinis? Try the Bartender Hates You. You'll love it. Blue Martini, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn. I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free secure parking.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. The umpires getting together behind home plate. It is a much warmer night at the ballpark than it was 24 hours ago. Less rain in the area. Still the same amount of cloudiness, but they're expecting conditions to clear overnight and eventually sunny skies and hot weather return this weekend. They're expecting temperatures to get around 90 and even higher than that. So the Bridgeport Bluefish, they may be facing off against some of the best that the Atlantic League has to offer. Maybe not necessarily tonight, but the weather gets warm, their bats get hot against one of the teams that's competing for the wild card chase, and that is the Long Island Ducks. They have a 3-game series versus Long Island this weekend, followed by a 2-game set against the Newark, actually a 3-game set, which includes a doubleheader on Tuesday morning. And then, by the way, the Bluefish have Monday and Thursday off. They will not be coming to the ballpark during those particular days, any ballpark, and they follow up with a weekend set against the Long Island Ducks. And then guess what? Another day off. These days off do not stop. The pitcher on the mound is Luis Gonzalez. His last 2 starts have been solid. His last 4 starts have been really solid based on the numbers. He has 2 wins in his last 3 appearances. He earned a no decision against the York Revolution at Sovereign Bank Stadium, going 5 1/3 innings. He gave up 2 earned runs, 8 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts in the 6-5 decision. That was game 1 of the series. The Bluefish surrendered the lead and was down late in the ballgame before R.J. Rodriguez surrendered a 2-run shot to Brandon Chavez later on. It is Tim Raines Jr., the former member of the Baltimore Orioles. He's followed by Kennard Jones, the left fielder, who's reached as high as AAA baseball, and Darrell Ward, a companion of Major League Baseball throughout the Pittsburgh Pirates days and the Washington and the Houston Astros days, as the first pitch is on its way from Gonzo. High leg drive, the pitch. We are underway. The fastball clicks low, 1 ball, no strikes. Tim Raines Jr., the son of Tim Raines Sr., also known as the Rock, the 1-0, is swung on and lifted out towards left field. Backing up on the run is Moss. He won't get there as it one-hops off the wall. Moss gathers the baseball and fires a strike in to the relay man in Brandon Chavez. It's a leadoff double for Tim Raines Jr. The base runner is on. Last night, Raines Jr. started off the rally with a double, and the night before that, it was a single. So each of the first 3 nights in the series, the Bridgeport Bluefish have faced some obstacles in overcoming the prolific bats at the top of the order. And Kennard Jones, he's been no slouch, 317 on the year, batting in the left field slot today in the 2-hole, followed by Darrell Ward, the last expected batter due up in the frame. Now, Gonzalez is not known for giving up so many hits. His issue has been getting the walks. He's been a bull, though, this year as the fastball rocks the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike to Jones. He is one of the better hitters in the Atlantic League. And Stephen Moss, he was catching up to Stephen last night, but after last night's effort, he just did not catch up. No balls, 1 strike. It's at 317 still. Moss at 326. The 0-1 is bunted foul down the left side. No balls and 2 strikes. Coming into today's action, the statistical analysis looks like such in the Atlantic League. Ramon Castro at 353. That's the number 1. After that, Jose Herrera, another York Revolution ball player, 335. Bridgeport's Stephen Moss is ranked 4th in the Atlantic League in that category. Joe Giannetti is 6th. And let's not forget about Kennard Jones. The fastball gets Jones staring out. Number 1. Ooh, that was a heater. Backdoor nobody was expecting. Kennard Jones down looking. And it appears as if his average is going to go lower than James Shanks. Coming into tonight, tied for 8th place in the Atlantic League in batting average. 317 with James Shanks. Brian Barton at 314. He is hitting in the 5-hole most games, and that is where he is today. 1 man out. Darrell Ward steps in. Occasionally he will be the designated hitter. Other times he is the first baseman. Very good defensive player as the fastball clocks the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. The Bridgeport Bluefish have very good defensive players themselves. But let's get to the arrangement provided by Willie Upshaw tonight. It is a little bit suspect because you do have Joe Giannetti at 3rd base, but he makes it up with his bat. The 0-1 fastball lines up with the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. And I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he knows that he's certainly trying to improve. Brandon Chavez at shortstop, Hiram Boca Chica at 2nd, and then Josh Phelps at 1st. The left fielder is Stephen Moss. The center fielder, the captain of the outfield, is Adam Greenberg. Out in the right corner outfield slot is Danny Putnam. The battery mate for the Bridgeport Bluefish's Luis Gonzalez is Tom Panino. The 0-2 from Gonzo. Swung on and chopped to the left side. Fielding and delivering the throw across in time is Brandon Chavez, 2-away. He backed up a few steps. On the back pedal, he was able to corral the baseball and fire a missile across using a sidewinding technique. He goes sidewinding. He can do a pretty good job. And many players feel comfortable that way, even though their arm gets a little bit of torque, or at least you use more torque when throwing in that mechanism as opposed to throwing over the top, which many Little League and even college players use in order to record outs and to hit the cutoff man, even a pitch. 2 outs. Gonzo leads in. The first pitch to Madera swung on and hacked up the middle for a base hit. Actually, Carl Everett scores, and the Bluefish trailing 1-0 early. An RBI single. That pitch was right down Broadway. Not Sandy Madera. Madera was clean up last night. Carl Everett came in, and he smacked the baseball up the middle. Very productive hitter this year for Everett. 280, 11 jacks, 44 RBI now. As he stands at first base, Brian Barton makes his way to the home plate area, playing right field tonight at 3:14. 2 outs, pitch, swerves outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Many of these Bluefish pitchers do not get off to great starts and work their way into trouble in the first inning, but find a way to manipulate out of it and are better for as the curveball swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 men out. It is 1-0. The score, 1 run, 2 hits. No runs and no hits. That's because the Bluefish have not yet sniffed an appearance at the plate. Still the bottom of the first coming up. 1-1 from Gonzalez. Swung on and whiffed. A ball and 2 strikes. Light fixtures are on at the ballpark. 325 feet down the lines. 365 to the gaps. 405 to center. With a black batter's view in center. The 1-2. Gonzalez lifts the glove up to the chest. Elbows pointed down. The offer. A fastball that coiled high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The American flag drifting ever so slightly in left. Not nearly as ferocious as it was last night. Although you can almost guarantee that there is some rain falling to the northeast of here. 2-2 from Gonzo. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Barton lunged at a breaking ball from Gonzalez. That retires the side. 2 punch-outs for the southpaw, but Newark scores 1 on 2 base hits. End of a half. 1-0 Bears. Stay tuned. You're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
If you want your baked goods delivered fresh daily, then MRS Baking has it all. With thousands of different dessert and breakfast items, you're sure to find your favorites. You can munch on brownies, cheesecakes, and cupcakes. Yummy! Located in College Point, New York, MRS Baking is the one stop for all your baking needs. For more information, dial 718-460-6700. Once again, the number is 718-460-6700. MRS Baking, the one stop for all of your baking needs.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
Hey kids, it's not too late to join BB and all of his friends by becoming a member of BB's Baseball Bunch. BB's Baseball Bunch is the coolest club around for all of the biggest or littlest Bluefish fans. As a member of the Baseball Bunch, you'll not only get free entrance into all 11 Sunday home games, but you'll also get a membership card to show all of your friends, plus a special t-shirt that will tell everyone you're a member of the bunch. After each Sunday home game, Baseball Bunch members will also be invited onto the field to run the bases just like the Bluefish do. You'll even receive a newsletter that will fill you in on all your favorite Bluefish players, along with all the news that BB's Baseball Bunch has to offer. To join the coolest club around, call 203-345-4800 and become a member of BB's Baseball Bunch.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles on hand. Bob Zimmerman's approach to home plate. First time he's been out on the mound today. Steps up against Adam Greenberg. He's followed by Tyke Redmond and Stephen Moss. Let's get to the defensive arrangement for the Newark Bears quickly. It is Sandy Madera at third base, Randy Gress at shortstop. So Eric Munson gets the day off in spite of providing the bases clearing double last night to propel the Newark Bears from a 7-5 lead to a 10-5 advantage as the pitch fired over the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike. You have Tim Raines Jr. at second base, Darrell Ward at first, along with Kaiway, the battery mate of Zimmerman, as the fastball stretches away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kennard Jones in the left corner outfield slot, Brian Barton occupying the other corner in right, and Cooper down the middle as the pitch is popped up, flared down the right side. Giving chase is Ward. On the move is Tim Raines Jr., but he runs out of room, goes 10 seats, or 10 rows of seats back. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, 1-0 your score. Adam Greenberg batting .267 on the year. 2 homers and 32 RBI. His stolen base total is prolific, 34 out of 43. The only problem is his batting average has continued to slide. His on-base percentage sliding a little bit, but not nearly as much as what his batting average is. The 1-2 from the right-hander is poked high in the air, foul behind home plate. The count repeats at 1 ball and 2 strikes. We have our consigliere in crime, Sam Rosato. He's in the house today. We are glad that he is feeling better and that he's ready to rock and roll again, thanks to IBN Sports. The 1-2. Clips outside, may have been a change. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, 1-0 the score. 1 run, 2 hits, so no runs, no hits No errors for each side. Zimmerman glancing for a couple of signals, but a timeout is taken. There might have been a baseball that strayed into the outfield, or perhaps an equipment problem. Hiram Bocachica is running out towards right field. Do not know what unfolded. And there appears to be a little bit of conversation. Is that Antonio Alfonseca? The benches were about to clear. Or were they? Antonio Alfonseca had issues pitching yesterday, and in fact his frustrations are carrying over to today because of what Brian Barton may have said to Alfonseca. Then boy, is this storyline unfolding a little bit differently than what was anticipated. Hiram Bocachica sprinted out to the bullpen. Originally, the thought was maybe a baseball strayed, but then Brian Barton and Antonio Alfonseca nearly made contact with each other again. 2-2. Fastball misses inside. It was about thigh high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. 1-0 the score. 1 run on 2 hits. No runs, no hits. No errors for each side as Zimmerman delivers a high leg drive and the fastball squeaks off the plate. Awry inside, ball 4. Taking his base is Adam Greenberg. Sets up Tyke Redmond. If any player has struggled more adjusting from the Mexican League to the Atlantic League than Tyke Redmond, then I will take that person out to dinner. The adjustment for Tyke Redmond has been anything but kind for him. It's been so difficult, in fact, as the throw over to first base not in time. He's only batting .206. And there were times when he hit solid rockets to right field, right center where he got robbed. It's not to suggest that there's better pitching, there's worse pitching in this league. He admitted that there might be improved pitching staffs this year with respect to the last time that he participated in this league. But the reality is, you must overcome those obstacles and move forward to the next challenge. And if you cannot overcome that adversity, then it's going to be a problem. Right now, Tyke Redmond, he knows he has to produce. The first pitch is a fastball delayed outside, 1 ball, no strikes. The Atlantic League consists of some top-notch ball players. The upper echelon of the crop talent in all of the minor leagues and the major leagues, even to some extent as well. The 1-0 fastball guides to the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Adam Greenberg, 34 out of 43 stolen base opportunities. And for those of you who may not know what the number is, well, we'll figure that one as far as success rate, 79%. Throw again, trying to keep Greenberg at first. Zimmerman has his mind set on first base so often that he does not even care about the rest of the matter. He cares about Greenberg getting into a scoring position. The 1-1 from Zimmerman. Tails inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's so much confidence between Kaihui and Zimmerman that they can record now and entrench their mind deeply into the next pitch, that they're more concerned about Greenberg stealing this time. 2-1, slide step applied, pitch is lofted down the left side and skitters out of play near the picnic area where the canopies are. There are some blue and red umbrellas underneath the picnic areas where many individuals can watch the game. The fans have been circling into the ballpark. For Winning Inning Wednesday, a lucky fan has the opportunity of winning $10,000 based on a random event occurring during an inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, throw over to first base. Greenberg sliding back in plenty of time. Where does Zimmerman go? Does he direct on the outside or penetrate to the inside? Another throw over to first base. Oh, the right-hander is so concerned, you wonder if there might even be a balk. It almost is as if he is distracted by a beautiful woman at first base, but Greenberg, all he's doing is trying to swipe 2-2. Swung on a miss. The throw to second is not nearly in time, or is it? No, it's skittered into center field, and Greenberg moves to third. Ooh, that was a bad throw by Koiwe. And moving on to third base on the error is Adam Greenberg. A stolen base, his 35th of the year, and he too sets up Stephen Moss. One man out and a runner in third base. He is the left fielder of the Bridgeport Bluefish. He is one of the candidates for the MVP award. 15 homers, 69 RBI, 326 average, offensive player of the month in April and May. Continues to dominate the league as the curveball flattens at the knees and tilts towards the middle. No balls, one strike. One man out. The light fixtures are on at the ballpark. A run on 2 hits, 1 error, no runs, no hits, and no mistakes for the Bridgeport Bluefish. They trail by a run, but the tying run is at third base. The next offering squeezes inside, a ball and a strike. Zimmerman has what is labeled as a two-seam fastball that rides inside and out, side to side. And then he has an elevated up and down, which is a four-seam, the 1-1. Tailored inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Changeup, slider. Three basic pitches, even though there are 4 kinds of pitches that he can deliver on any count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Right-hander drops the glove to the chest, sets and kicks a fastball driven right past the bat of Stephen Moss. Moss caught air. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The left fielder for the Bridgeport Bluefish has reached as high as AA baseball in the Southern League with the Seattle Mariners organization. Setting in a 2-2, swung on and grounded up the middle. Making a backhand snare is a second baseman, but the throw is way off target. Darrell Ward has to come off the bag. It's an RBI infield single by Stephen Moss. RBI number 70 on the season. The Bluefish have tied the game at 1. That was a smoking line drive up the middle. It ricocheted off the rubber and may have grazed the leg of Bob Zimmerman. Either way, Tim Raines Jr. attempted to sprint to the baseball up the middle and had to make an off-balance throw as he was directed towards left field. All of his momentum was carrying that way as the one-out toss is swung on and whiffed. No balls, 1 strike. This is undoubtedly, unequivocally, a more competitive series than what was unfolded the last time at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. 2 spankings and 2 relatively close ball games, but no victories by Newark as the fastball tears the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. There was a 13-1 game, a 9-2. Those were spankings. A 5-4 extra inning affair, and a 7-5 victory by the Bluefish in regulation. The 0-2 from Zimmerman. Phelps lunges at the pitch, foul, and serves an inside-out swing down the right side, shot out of play. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 run, 1 hit. You can see straight lines. It almost looks like the Morse code out there. Lots of 1s and 0s, except for the 2 spot in the hit total. That's not a Morse code indication. No balls, 2 strikes. Right-hander beckons his head up and down, and Phelps swings and foul tips the ball into the mitt of Kaiwe for out number 2. The second punch out of the game provided by the visiting pitcher in Bob Zimmerman. As you know, when that song comes up, Hiram Boca Chica is coming to the plate. He taps the rubber a couple of times on the inside corner before establishing his workspace by kicking his feet a little bit and establishing an even stance. Balanced effort, nothing too complicated. 2 out, Zimmerman beckons his head up and down. The pitcher swung on and missed. Boca Chica was going for the Arena at Harbor Yard's top level of seating. Instead, he came up with air. No balls, 1 strike. but he has the strength to do it. He can certainly hit it to the arena Harbor Yard. The 0-1 swung on and again foul tipped. No balls, 2 strikes. Zimmerman knows how to establish a slider early and late in the counts, which makes him highly effective. Because if you have a fastball, it's going about 91, 92, 93. You alter it with a changeup. You need that in-between pitch. The pitch that's going to look feisty, but it's going to make batters wail away. The 0-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. Fastball, slider, fastball. Strategy worked against Hiram Boca Chica, functioning appropriately on the mound, Zimmerman, but he does give up the tying run on 1 base hit, an RBI single from Stephen Moss. Zimmerman strikes out the side, but the game is tied at 1. Stay tuned. You're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm down here in the first base bag with Tyler all the way from England for our mascot.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
Hey kids, it's not too late to join BB and all of his friends by becoming a member of BB's Baseball Bunch. BB's Baseball Bunch is the coolest club around for all of the biggest or littlest Bluefish fans. As a member of the Baseball Bunch, you'll not only get free entrance into all 11 Sunday home games, but you'll also get a membership card to show all of your friends, plus a special t-shirt that will tell everyone you're a member of the bunch. After each Sunday home game, Baseball Bunch members will also be invited onto the field to run the bases just like the Bluefish do. You'll even receive a newsletter that will fill you in on all your favorite Bluefish players, along with all the news that BB's Baseball Bunch has to offer. To join the coolest club around, call 203-345-4800 and become a member of BB's Baseball Bunch.
Advertising with the Bridgeport Bluefish is a sure way to hit a home run in your community. Since 1998, nearly 3 million fans have spun the turnstiles at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Supporting their local team and Fairfield County's local businesses sponsoring the Bluefish is just the right thing to take your business in the direction you want. The proof is in the numbers. More than 70% of Bluefish partners renew their sponsorships annually, and the best part is there are tons of ways to get involved. Billboards, in-game promotions, giveaways, Fish Vision video board ads, radio spots, and much more. If the economy is sinking your business, it's time to get swimming with the Bluefish. To join the Bluefish team now, call any of our front office sales representatives at 203-345-4800 for more information.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles in attendance in the broadcast booth. Top of the second inning. First batter is Isaiah Koiwe, followed by James Cooper and Sandy Madera. He recorded the last out, or did he? The first pitch is popped up, foul. It's Sandy Madera, actually. And then Isaiah Koiwe, followed by James Cooper. Sandy Madera batting at 182. Last night had 2 walks, but went 0 for 4 and 2 runs scored as the fastball dripped low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sandy Madera is a large right-handed batter. The 1-1 trickles to the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. A beautiful night. It has turned out to be at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. A little bit less wind, less rain, that's for certain, as the 2-1 is a rocket high, 3 balls and 1 punch. The inclement weather is supposed to subside for the rest of the weekend, and the Bluefish are going to have a splendid Friday, Saturday, and Sunday against the Ducks, as a 3-1 is a beamer high, ball 4. Taking his base with nobody out is Mr. Madera. Sets up Isaiah Koiwe and he is of Hawaiian descent. The Bridgeport Bluefish hoping to get a double play ball. That's how they're positioned. Joe Giannetti at the hot corner, playing about a quarter of the way from the lip of the outfield grass to the infield grass, and backed up a tad behind the line, the imaginary line between second and third base. The first pitch is a squibber foul off the backstop on the right side. No balls, one strike. Brandon Chavez and Hiram Bocachica each playing back to try to get the double play. And Josh Phelps over at first base. You know, we've talked about weather throughout the summertime. Rainy, hot, cold. Really doesn't matter. The 0-1 fired over the outside edge. No balls, two strikes. But how often do you see a fire tornado? I've never seen one myself. I've only seen waterspouts in Florida and occasionally a tornado there as well. But Bridgeport had the opportunity of seeing a tornado itself. Did a little bit of damage to the Bluefish Stadium and the ballpark at Arbor Yard, but they had it fixed up as the 0-2 fired high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that is amazing to have a fire tornado. As if you need enough from all the weather this year. What's happened in Bridgeport, what's happened elsewhere across the East Coast. The 1-2 slithers up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error to 1 run and 1 hit. No errors have been committed by the Bridgeport Bluefish. The light fixtures are on at the ballpark. 1-1 your score. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The left-hander winds and kicks. The pitch is lofted foul down the right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We mentioned about the infielders who are preoccupied there. Also the outfielders, Adam Greenberg, as well as the right fielder in Danny Putnam. Stephen Moss in left field. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bridgeport Bluefish well ahead in the wild card. We'll get to those standings in a moment. 2-2 is a rocket high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Bridgeport Bluefish are 7 games ahead of the Somerset Patriots heading into today's action in the wild card chase. The magic number is 19. Any combination of 19 Somerset Patriots and Long Island losses along with Bridgeport wins. The pitch is roped off the netting foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the Bridgeport Bluefish clinch a wild card seed, which would be the 3rd one. If you were to think the soonest that the Bridgeport Bluefish could close out these teams under the assumption that the Bridgeport Bluefish won every game, the soonest that they could finish it out is, 9 games after tonight. That would be impressive as the 3-2 is golfed down the right side, giving chase and unable to get there is Putnam. Staying alive in the count is the 7th place hitter in the order, and that just so happens to be the right-handed catcher, Kaiway. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 30-16, 66-50 overall. The Bluefish 13 games above 500 at the ballpark at Arbor Yard, 3 games over on the road. They have improved tremendously away from Bridgeport as a payoff is not on its way because Gonzalez had more pressing issues. He decided to throw to first. Somerset at 59-57, they're 7 games behind the pace. Long Island Ducks 57-56, they're 7.5 back. Camden 55-60, 10.5 back. But it may come down to a second wild card slot as the pitch nipples off the plate. Ball 4, taking his base with nobody out is Kaiway. Runners at first and second for the Newark Bears. And that's not good news. No matter what you do, you never want to bring up a guy like James Cooper. Randy Gress is the final batter in the rotation, but the Bluefish have issues. Runners at first and second. Gonzalez has already walked 2. He's given up 2 hits, and he needs a big out. Bullpen was expended somewhat last night. Antonio Alfonseca got lit up after his second straight game participating in a contest. The pickoff attempt is not made as Chavez broke for a second. The curveball lines up with the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. There must have been a missed sign because Tom Panino knew it. Brandon Chavez knew it. And Gonzalez is just getting a repeat communication from Joe Giannetti as to what the series of signatures are indicated by 1 or 2 fingers that are placed down low. And sometimes they'll use pinky and thumb and twirl it a little bit. Sometimes 2 fingers down. And 1 finger down usually means a fastball. 2 fingers down, curve. And elsewhere, the throw is fake to second base, not in time. And sometimes people just don't put up 1 finger as a very nice gesture. But what I will say is that signals are an important part of the game. That's the idea. You have to be careful because teams are always trying to steal signs. Chavez goes to second, and the pitch is bunted at but pulled back at the very last moment. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error to 1 run, 1 hit. And Gonzalez still getting some sign communication. Apparently another missed sign. And when they're coming from the catcher or when they're coming from the dugout, you need to pay closer attention. The 1-1, Chavez fakes, and now they're not going. The pitch is bunted down the third baseline, but scoots to the grass where it deadens foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Luis Gonzalez missed 2 straight signs. You missed 1 sign, shame on you. Missed 2 signs, shame on me. And in that case, it's got to be Luis Gonzalez. Maybe, but the fact is, the ball players go through the signs. They know what the signs are. What do you think spring training in the first month of the season is used? They're trying to incorporate communication, and secretive communication is a fastball. Strikes out Cooper on the inside corner, 1 away. And signs can be used in all forms. Signs are used on highways. Signs are used in life to develop relationships. Signs are even used to indicate whether somebody's disappointed or not. There are times, though, that communications do get mixed up, and if they get mixed up more than once, oh boy. 1 out, curveball, slides high, 1 ball, no strikes. It is 75 degrees in Bridgeport, Connecticut. The high temperature tomorrow expected to be 82 for the central coast of Connecticut, and some much nicer weather, lesser humidity, and cooler temperatures, too. The 1-0 swung on and lined into left field for a base hit. Drops in front of Moss. Charging in front of the baseball and firing the rawhide in is Stephen Moss. It is a single to load the bases as Randy Gress socked a pitch into left field. It sets up the leadoff batter in Tim Raines Jr. Jr. with a double on his resume. On Sunday, it's supposed, according to the weather in Bridgeport, mid-80s on Sunday, upper 80s on Monday, which means by the time that the Bridgeport Bluefish get to Newark, it is going to probably be in the 90s, and that is not good. I understand that ball players love hot weather, but just for the sake of being comfortable as the 1-out pitch served away, 1 ball, no strikes. Nowhere to put Tim Raines. Last night came up with a triple, a run-scoring triple, to plate the winning run, what turned out to be the winning run, in James Cooper. He later scored on an error on an overthrow. And in taking a glance at what the details might be for the weekend, yes, middle 80s expected in Bridgeport, back to summertime temperatures. But in Newark, New Jersey, for Tuesday, they're expecting 80s and 90s. Not pretty. And then it should go up again by the time the Bluefish head towards eastern Long Island to take on the Long Island Ducks. Fastball Wayne's inside, 2 balls and no strikes. 7:43 Eastern Standard Time. 7:08 first pitch. We're only 1 out until the top of the second inning. My friends, you might have to be ready for a prolonged game. 2 balls, no strikes from Gonzalez to Tim Raines Jr. He waggles the bat, uses his front leg to leverage, but he did not take the bat off of his shoulder. It's a strike on the outside corner, funneled along the edge. 2 balls, 1 strike. The train is moving from right towards center field, from the New York City metropolitan area through Norwalk. Now it's made its journey towards Bridgeport and up the 95 coast. 2-1, swung on and lashed into left field for another base hit. A run scores. The bases will remain loaded as Tim Raines Jr. picks up his second hit. Newark reclaims the lead. It's a 2-1 ball game as Sandy Madera touches home plate. Koiwe moves over to third base while Randy Gress is occupying second, and Kennard Jones steps up. A strikeout on the day for Jones. Boy, the top of the order for the Newark Bears is something different. This is a different team than what the Bluefish ran into last time at the ballpark at Arbor Yard. First pitch dwindles low, 1 ball, no strikes. Taking a glance at Kennard Jones, what he has done lately. He's 0 for his last 4. And in August, batting .307 with 8 RBI. The 1-0 to Jones. Slaps on the outside corner. A heater. 1 ball, 1 strike. Monday night, Multi stole a base and had a hit night. His 13th game of the season with multiple hits. He recorded his 1,000th hit on Thursday in 3,603 ABs. Pretty good career for Kennard Jones. The pitch splits to the screen, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And finally, he was an Atlantic League All-Star selection from the outfield for the Freedom Division. Lots of individuals who are qualified, one of which was Kennard Jones. He was a great choice. The 1-2 is slapped to the opposite field and kicks foul. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Light fixtures on. Evening time is here. The clouds are dark. The skies are a bit lighter than yesterday. No rain showers expected to come through the Bridgeport area the rest of the night. 1-2 from Gonzo. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Down hacking is Kennard Jones. He's fanned for the 2nd consecutive AB. It springs along Darrell Ward. Ward is another interesting case. He spent many years in independent baseball. 2 for 5 in his last game with a run and RBI. He batted .591 in April. 5 homers and 16 RBI. But he came to a crawl. His progress came to a crawl in May, just batting .210 as the first pitch is a curveball that is slithering over the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Finally, in August, .253 with a homer and 14 ribbies. So it seems as if he's gotten his run production back from May and his struggles producing runs in June. The 0-1 to Ward is popped up foul on the left side and kicks to the seat. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. No balls, 2 strikes. Glove held to the thigh, drifts it back to the chest, holds it across his body, close stance, the 0-2. Check swing and foul tipped into the mask and may have even deflected off the dirt into the knees before it popped up behind Panino. No balls and 2 strikes. That was a fortunate circumstance for the Bluefish. Had the pitch not been fouled off, yes, it would have been a strikeout, but Panino would have had to find the baseball and throw an accurate strike to first because the runner was already 3/4 of the way down from third. The pitch is swung on and chopped slowly to first, gobbling the baseball himself, and taking it to the bag is Josh Phelps to retire the side. 3 unassisted, retires Newark, but a run does score. The bases are stranded for the Bears. End of an inning and a half, 2-1 Newark. Stay tuned, you're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
Hey kids, it's not too late to join BB and all of his friends by becoming a member of BB's Baseball Bunch. BB's Baseball Bunch is the coolest club around for all of the biggest or littlest Bluefish fans. As a member of the Baseball Bunch, you'll not only get free entrance into all 11 Sunday home games, but you'll also get a membership card to show all of your friends, plus a special t-shirt that will tell everyone you're a member of the bunch. After each Sunday home game, Baseball Bunch members will also be invited onto the field to run the bases just like the Bluefish do. You'll even receive a newsletter that will fill you in on all your favorite Bluefish players, along with all the news that BB's Baseball Bunch has to offer. To join the coolest club around, call 203-345-4800 and become a member of BB's Baseball Bunch.
Advertising with the Bridgeport Bluefish is a sure way to hit a home run in your community. Since 1998, nearly 3 million fans have spun the turnstiles at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Supporting their local team and Fairfield County's local businesses sponsoring the Bluefish is just the right thing to take your business in the direction you want. The proof is in the numbers. More than 70% of Bluefish partners renew their sponsorships annually, and the best part is there are tons of ways to get involved. Billboards, in-game promotions, giveaways, Fish Vision video board ads, radio spots, and much more. If the economy is sinking your business, it's time to get swimming with the Bluefish. To join the Bluefish team now, call any of our front office sales representatives at 203-345-4800 for more information.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles in the booth. 2-1 ball game, 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error to 1 run, 1 hit, and no mistakes. The Bluefish trailing by a count of 2-1. 1 run scored in each of the first 2 innings by the Newark Bears. 1 run scored by the Bridgeport Bluefish against Bob Zimmerman last inning. And it was an unearned run to boot. A walk, a stolen base, an E2, and an RBI single from Stephen Moss with 1 man out. To plate, Greenberg had tied the game initially, but it's Danny Putnam, Joe Giannetti, and Tom Panino, 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the BBs, who trail by a score of 2-1. Danny Putnam steps up. He's batting .256 on the year, 7 homers and 39 RBI, and pulling up some interesting statistical anomalies about Danny Putnam as the first pitch is swung on and missed, strike 1, no balls, 1 strike. His wife is in the ballpark tonight, and a very nice lady. She's going to be actually giving birth to a child in November, right after the season. So congratulations to Danny Putnam and company. And he mentioned in an earlier interview he would love to get into real estate. He earned his real estate license, and selling land is the next offering hurled over the outside edge. No balls, 2 strikes. But he plans on getting into a different business to involve several of his teammates, and he would not reveal what type of business it was until it got off the ground. However, noting that Adam Greenberg is more involved with the new media technologies, you would think it has something to do with that, as Putnam lays off the inside pitch. Did not matter. Clipped the corner, strike 3. The 4th strikeout overall by Bob Zimmerman. It sets up the batting of Joe Giannetti. Giannetti was 3 out of 4 in yesterday's contest. Giannetti has not killed the Newark Bears the same way that Stephen Moss has this season. Putnam was only 3 out of 21 against Newark coming into this game, but he's now 3 out of 22. The first pitch swerves outside, 1 ball, no strikes from Zimmerman. Joe Giannetti, 3 out of 4 with 2 RBI yesterday, 11 out of 39 against the Newark Bears. It's an okay clip as the pitch is grounded sharply to short, gathered on the backhand, and riveting the throw across it is high, but the tag is applied by Darrell Ward, 2 away. Randy Gress shuffled a couple of steps to his right, was able to manipulate his position as he backhanded the baseball near the lip of the outfield grass and hurled a long throw across the diamond to set up Tom Panino after the 6-3. Panino is the catcher for the ball club, doing a very good job as the backup to Machete Luis Rodriguez. There are times when he does need a day off, and so Panino is providing that more and more often. You would think that Luis Rodriguez is going to play 4 out of the 5 playoff games, whereas Panino would get 1 opportunity to catch. He can also play third base. He had been placed at that position earlier this year during an extra inning contest against the York Revolution. The first pitch dives over the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike. When I asked him, hey, what are you doing at third base? This was in Somerset. He's like, oh, I'm just messing around. I, of course, paraphrased what he really said, but the 0-1 is on its way. Fastball, gripped outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. But then when I asked him after the game against York, he said, oh, I played third base this past season. I felt like I needed to be a little bit more versatile. I needed to make sure that I was game ready, prepared in case Willie Upshaw needed me to go into the infield. And he's got a strong arm. Catchers tend to have strong arms. They need to in order to play that position. The 1-1 trickles outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Think about how many throws a catcher must make to the pitcher's mound every time, whether it be with great velocity or very little. And then let's not forget about the pickoff plays at first, second, and third, or for that matter, calling the signals, all the mental, physical, and emotional drain it takes on the game. 2-1. Spiked over the outside corner, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tom Panino with the Bluefish, 286. But on the season, hitting 249. He has improved dramatically since coming to the Bridgeport Bluefish. He did not play last game. He has not participated against Newark when with the Bluefish, although he did play for Newark at one point, 2-2. Clocks the outside corner. Panino looks back and has some words for the home plate umpire, but Brett Brewington not giving him the call. The side is retired. 5 strikeouts through the first 2 innings for Bob Zimmerman. The Bluefish retired in order in the 2nd inning. End of 2, the Bluefish trailing by a run. It's 2-1. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Bluefish Broadcast Network. I am Perry Miles.
Unwind after a show, game, dinner, or anytime at the Blue Martini, Fairfield County's sophisticated new gathering place in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. The atmosphere is pure cosmopolitan, and the light menu is as hip as the lounge itself, featuring mouth-watering blue ravies, Bridgeport Bellows, and Angus Blue sliders. And the signature martinis? Try the Bartender Hates You. You'll love it. Blue Martini, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn. I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free secure parking.
Looking for something to do the whole family will enjoy? Then drop by the box office at the ballpark at Harbor Yard to pick up your individual game tickets for Bluefish baseball today. With 3 great seating options, field box, loge, and reserved, every seat gets you up close and personal with the action at Harbor Yard. Monday is Kids Eat Free Night, presented by Abby J. Novelty Foods. On Winning Inning Wednesdays, fans will have a chance to walk away $10,000 richer. Not to worry, Thirsty Thursdays, presented by Budweiser, are back this year, followed by giveaway nights on Freebie Fridays. If you're looking to catch some afternoon sunshine, it's Chet Family Fun Day on Sundays with pregame team autograph sessions and kids run the bases after the game. In addition to the box office, Bluefish tickets can be purchased online at BridgeportBluefish.com or by calling a Bluefish sales representative at 203-345-4800. Get your tickets now and prepare to be blown out of the water by Willie Upshaw and the 2010 Bridgeport Bluefish.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles on hand. Brandon Chavez, Adam Greenberg, Tyke Redmond, 9-1-2 in the order for the BBs coming up in the next inning. But it is the Newark Bears up at the plate. Carl Everett, Brian Barton, and Sandy Madera. I do not know what it was that a fan would win $10,000 for. I just heard the $10,000 award perhaps being thrown out there for a random event, and it usually happens anywhere from the 3rd inning on to the 7th. First pitch is on its way to Everett. He already has an RBI single in the first inning. Fastball clicks over the middle. No balls, 1 strike. Weather should be getting warmer after these last few days, which has just been dreadful, as the 0-1 to Gonzalez floats over the inside edge and grazes it. No balls, 2 strikes. The Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network would like to thank everybody for tuning in. I am Perry Miles, and of course, there are a couple of people we'd like to thank on the broadcast network. We'd like to thank the owner of the Bridgeport Bluefish and Frank Bolton, as the pitch is swung on and slowly dribbled foul to the left side. No balls, 2 strikes. We'd like to thank Bob Gaughan, the general manager, for resurrecting the Bridgeport Bluefish organization. Director of Public Relations, Paul Herman, for providing the opportunity for me to broadcast games. Of course, our compadre in the booth as the pitch is swung on and roped to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes to Everett. Sam Rosato doing an excellent job with videography with the high definition capability on his camera. Does a great job. IBN Sports, All In Broadcasting. Just a couple. And let's not forget about the rest of the Bluefish members as the 0-2 swerves inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Let's give a great thanks to Tim Carr, who does an outstanding job with the in-game promotions. Let's not forget about the people in the control room as the pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down hacking is Carl Everett. It is the 5th strikeout by Gonzo today. 1 out in the frame. That pitch tied the hands of Carl Everett in a knot. He was unable to get it inside the line, or for that matter, get the bat on the ball in fair territory. It almost appeared as if you saw Andy Pettit on the mound. Not to suggest that Luis Gonzalez has the caliber of talent that Andy Pettit does, but the cut fastball kept him bearing down on Everett. The first pitch is a high fastball 4-seamer, 1 ball, no strikes. He spikes his glove towards the baseball, implying that he was upset with the location of the pitch as well as his inability to follow through. 1 ball, no strikes to Barton. Curveball lashed into left field for a base hit. Past the lunge, the partial lunge by Joe Giannetti, scampering around first base as the ball's chucked in by Stephen Moss. 1 on, 1 man out, and it springs Sandy Madera up to his workspace. Nothing is immaculate in baseball. Spotless. You're always going to have matters to improve on, because the failure rate for any batter during a Hall of Fame career is 70%. You succeed 30% of the time. On defense, how many players go without committing an error if they're a regular? Not often does it happen. Most outfielders have the tendency to do that during the season. Pitches lofted into right field. Backing up is Putnam. He's nearing the track. He dives and cannot make the play as the ball scurries to the warning track. Stopping at second base as he nearly passed Brian Barton is Sandy Madera. It is a base hit, a double for Mr. Madera. Runners at second and third with 1 man out. And Brian Barton's read the ball clearly off the bat. He thought Putnam had a shot to get it, but another baseball that went in and out of the glove of an outfielder as the fielders tried to chug towards the baseball, and the sprint was unsuccessful. Getting back to the point, 30% success, 70% failure for a Hall of Fame batter. And think about it this way, pitchers, how many perfect games have there been? What, 20, 21, 22? Something like that? It is that difficult to perform perfection in baseball. You're going to fail. You're doomed to fail. And even when a pitcher, let's say, hurls a perfect game, even at that point, still made some mistakes. Bats got on baseballs for hard line drives. Maybe the defense made some plays as the first pitch levels to the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Now, for that day, let's say Dallas Braden and Roy Halladay this season, they went to throw the next day after the fact as the 1-0 is swung on and whiffed from Koiwe. 1 ball, 1 strike. He walked in his first plate appearance. But the thing about Roy Halladay, what he did, Dallas Braden, and what he accomplished. And think to yourself, hey, there were a couple of ground balls, hard ground balls, defense made plays on that he did not locate as well as what he would have liked. There are always going to be mistakes in timing plays. The 1-1 is swung on and missed for a strike, a ball and 2 strikes. And it begs the question whether any player during their career could be immaculate, perfect, not just 1 game, but for 2 games. It's only, perfect games have only occurred on 4 or 5 handfuls of occasions. Think about what it would take to get 18 straight perfect innings as the fastball misses inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. It was hard enough for Miguel Saladin to accomplish 23 2/3 innings, which is the Bluefish record, with Guilfoyle and Hodges, who had collected 22 2/3. But Miguel Saladin did 23 2/3 of shutout innings, yet he was not perfect, if you will. The 2-2 fastball skitters to the dirt, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bluefish might be pitching around Koiwe to get to James Cooper to set up either a force at every base or the twin killing situation. Double play would be huge for the BBs. But Cooper has speed. He can fly. He's got wheels. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Even pitching stance, turn close, glove out, pitch, fastball, tucks away, ball 4. That may have been an unintentional walk on the scoreboard, but intentional in his mind, because you do not want to give a pitch out over the plate to Koiwe and instead attack Cooper. He is the 8th place batter in this order. But James Cooper, he did strike out, and a strikeout would be slightly worse than a double play because you're sending it down the assembly line with Randy Gress. The first offering is a curveball that swoops across the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike. When you think about swooping, you think of bald eagles and creatures of nature, vultures, those types of animals. Bluefish, they don't swoop. They spawn, and they attack. Their food as the pitch is swung on and fouled to the screen, no balls, 2 strikes. And bears are known maulers. Think about a black bear or a polar bear. They look all cuddly when you look at them in a picture, but when you face up with one of them in real life, take a look at Family Guy and see what really happens. Now, you can't get away with talking about Fox News Network or a Fox Network as the 0-2 is up high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. You can't use advertising lingo to get away from a bear. But hey, bear is an intimidating animal. I had an opportunity to see some of the bears in Alaska, believe it or not. Great trip out there. 1-2 from Gonzo, slips away, skitter to the right of Panino, but he was able to recover just before the runner from third base took off. Brian Barton situated in that spot. Sandy Madera is at second base. Meanwhile, Koiwe is at first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error to 1 run, 1 hit, and no mistakes. Beautiful night at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Not nearly the kind of wind there was yesterday. The 2-2. Curveball in there for a strike 3 call. It appeared to be on its way to plunking Cooper, but it flattened over the middle of the plate. And fortunate for Gonzalez, Cooper was not looking to hammer a curveball. He was trying to get the fastball. Instead, Willie Upshaw scampers to the mound to discuss matters with his left-handed pitcher. It is Randy Gress who picked up a single in his first at-bat. Already 6 strikeouts by Gonzalez in this game, but it appears as if one pitcher is getting warmed up at least by stretching the band and going through the practice motions. Now one of them is doing jumping jacks and doing cross-legged maneuvers, standing up, if you will, not sitting down. Doing jumping jacks, but swirling over, one foot over the other, then back, then feet together, then back, then one foot over the other again. 2 men out. 2-1 the score. The Newark Bears on top. The bases are loaded as Gonzo winds and fires. Pitch. Nailed low. 1 ball, no strikes. The trivia question is coming up in the bottom of the 3rd inning. This game is dragging. And it's all because of the walks and the long pitch counts. 1-0. Gress waves at the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you want a more important statistic, take a look at how many pitches Luis Gonzalez has released in this game. That'll give you a pretty clear indication as to what his stuff is tonight. As the 1-1 slowly tapped at the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. The count reached 2-1, and now they're finally, I believe they're finally adjusting it. 1 ball, 2, I believe it's 1 ball, 2 strikes because the pitch was foul tipped, and that's what the umpire is implying on the score sheet. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 men out. Gonzalez holds the elbows at the set, tilts the glove over. Next pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck out the side, stranded the bases, and has fanned 7 in the contest. The bases chucked. The Bluefish coming up to bat in the bottom of the 3rd. The game is 2-1. The Newark Bears on top. Stay tuned. You're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
If you want your baked goods delivered fresh daily, then MRS Baking has it all. With thousands of different dessert and breakfast items, you're sure to find your favorites. You can munch on brownies, cheesecakes, and cupcakes. Yummy! Located in College Point, New York, MRS Baking is the one stop for all your baking needs. For more information, dial 718-460-6700. Once again, the number is 718-460-6700. MRS Baking, the one stop for all of your baking needs.
For centuries, cold beer has remained hidden behind refrigerated doors, hidden within cardboard walls amongst bottles and cans. Cold beer has remained hidden for far too long. Not anymore. Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see if your beer is cold before you buy it. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Advertising with the Bridgeport Bluefish is a sure way to hit a home run in your community. Since 1998, nearly 3 million fans have spun the turnstiles at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Supporting their local team and Fairfield County's local businesses sponsoring the Bluefish is just the right thing to take your business in the direction you want. The proof is in the numbers. More than 70% of Bluefish partners renew their sponsorships annually, and the best part is there are tons of ways to get involved. Billboards, in-game promotions, giveaways, Fish Vision video board ads, radio spots, and much more. If the economy is sinking your business, it's time to get swimming with the Bluefish. To join the Bluefish team now, call any of our front office sales representatives at 203-345-4800 for more information.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Mr. Zimmerman taking his stretches at the mound. The first offering hurled over the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike. Which Newark Bears player has picked up the most doubles against the Bridgeport Bluefish this season? Which Newark Bears player has produced the most doubles against the Bluefish this season? Is the next pitch offered at, but hurled off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out to Brandon Chavez. He has a Bluefish high 17-game hitting streak entering today as the next offering is swung on and fouled straight back above the netting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And during that stretch, Chavez has been sensational. He's only batting .256 for the year, but consider where he was at. He was batting .231. His on base has improved. His batting average as well, the 1-2. Swung on and missed, or maybe, yeah, it was not foul tipped, as the catcher, Kaiwi, throws to Ward to record the strikeout, and that is fan number 6 on the game as Chavez goes down hacking. It sets up Adam Greenberg. Bob Zimmerman continuing to succeed at the mound. Mr. Chavez, a 17-game hitting streak, yes. He's batting .375 during that stretch. The one-out toss to Greeny filed over the outside corner and found the connection. No balls, 1 strike. 1 man out, third baseman Madera playing in. Greenberg swings away and misses on the cut. No balls, 2 strikes. 6 punch-outs already by Zimmerman. He's looking for number 7. Already up in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Wonder how long he might go. The 0-2 from the right-hander. Coiled high and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 man out, 2-1 ball game. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error to 1 run and 1 hit. No mistakes. The Bluefish scored a run in the bottom of the first after Newark scored 1 in the top half of the frame. The Newark Bears plated a 2nd run in the 2nd inning as the pitch topples to the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Light fixtures on at the ballpark. The arena at Harbor Yard in the background. To left field, Adam Greenberg slides in. Open stance, 2-2 from Zimmerman. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Another strikeout for Zim. It is punch-out number 7 on the game. 7 of the 8 outs that have been recorded have been by punch-out. Sets up Tyke Redmond. Bluefish need a different approach to handle Mr. Zimmerman. It's not working right now. Need to find a way to get more than 1 hit. Only hit coming from Stephen Moss as Redmond spoils the first one on the outside third. No balls, 1 strike, as it was fouled over the netting towards the left side of the broadcast booth. No balls, 1 strike. We'd like to give thanks to those of you who have tuned into the Bluefish Broadcast Network, as well as those that have participated in the 2010 season, the 0-1. Heater that knocks the thighs on the outside third again. No balls, 2 strikes. Every pitcher seems to know what the key is. Strike 1, strike 2. And guess what? Almost every count, Zimmerman's been ahead 0-2. The 0-2, fastball. Rocket outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zimmerman has that spunk on the mound. He skips off the mound with those tall black socks, gray pants, gray jersey, Newark insignia across the chest, and the black number on the back of the pitch is lined on 1 hop to short. Gathered by Grass. He fires on the run in time. Not only is Zimmerman striking batters out, but he's getting help from his defense. 6-3 to retire the side. The Bluefish do not score. End of 3. The game is a 2-1 contest in favor of the Bears. I am Perry Miles. You're listening to the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
Unwind after a show, game, dinner, or anytime at the Blue Martini, Fairfield County's sophisticated new gathering place in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. The atmosphere is pure cosmopolitan, and the light menu is as hip as the lounge itself, featuring mouth-watering blue ravies, Bridgeport Bellows, and Angus Blue sliders. And the signature martinis? Try the Bartender Hates You. You'll love it. Blue Martini, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn. I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free secure parking.
If you want your baked goods delivered fresh daily, then MRS Baking has it all. With thousands of different dessert and breakfast items, you're sure to find your favorites. You can munch on brownies, cheesecakes, and cupcakes. Yummy! Located in College Point, New York, MRS Baking is the one stop for all your baking needs. For more information, dial 718-460-6700. Once again, the number is 718-460-6700. MRS Baking, the one stop for all of your baking needs.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for two for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
Hey kids, it's not too late to join BB and all of his friends by becoming a member of BB's Baseball Bunch. BB's Baseball Bunch is the coolest club around for all of the biggest or littlest Bluefish fans. As a member of the Baseball Bunch, you'll not only get free entrance into all 11 Sunday home games, but you'll also get a membership card to show all of your friends, plus a special t-shirt that will tell everyone you're a member of the bunch. After each Sunday home game, Baseball Bunch members will also be invited onto the field to run the bases just like the Bluefish do. You'll even receive a newsletter that will fill you in on all your favorite Bluefish players, along with all the news that BB's Baseball Bunch has to offer. To join the coolest club around, call 203-345-4800 and become a member of BB's Baseball Bunch.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. The first pitch was a fireball outside. 1 ball, no strike. Second offering on its way from Luis Gonzalez. Tailors to the outside corner and suits the Bluefish pitcher, Luis Gonzalez. 1 ball, 1 strike. In his 4th inning of work, 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error with 1 run, 1 hit, and no mistakes by the BBs. Newark on top 2-1. The 1-1 bunt attempt is pulled through and called a strike because Tim Raines Jr. attempted to bunt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A double and a single to the resume of Tim Raines Sr.'s son. Tim Raines Jr., a prolific stolen base threat during his heyday. He and his wife expecting a baby this week, which is why he's down in Florida as the pitch is lunged at and poked foul behind home plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Tim Raines Jr. originally signed with the Somerset Patriots, and there was not a whole lot of room for him to wiggle through. He worked for the team, eventually did not hit. With the emergence of Matt Hagan as well as the healthy outfield, the pitch is lined to third and snared by Joe Giannetti, 1 away. Tim Raines Jr. was traded to the Newark Bears because he wanted to participate, he wanted to play, and there was not such a great atmosphere for him, or at least a great platform for him to perform anymore, because he had not gotten the job done over the first, 50, 60, 70 games that he partook in. And so the L5 is recorded Tim Raines Jr. It sets up Kennard Jones, left-handed batter with a slightly open stance, almost like Garrett Anderson of the Atlanta Braves and formerly the Angels and now the Mariners. The first pitch dialed up on the outside corner on a curve, no balls, 1 strike. 1 man out. It is the top of the 4th inning, 2-1 the Newark Bears. Gonzalez fires upstairs, and the count runs to 1 ball, 1 strike. It's great to have everybody tuned in. I am Perry Miles. The Bluefish Broadcast Network presents 140 baseball games starting from April, running through the middle of September, and then the postseason as the pitch lunges towards the outside corner. Having a sweet cut is Mr. Jones, 1 ball and 2 strikes. In a few years, you might see the Atlantic League looking more and more like the International League, or for that matter, the Pacific Coast League. You might see 14 teams involved and a couple of other nuances as the pitch is fouled to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It would form the third. There's the Pacific Coast League, the International League, and the Mexican League. 3 separate AAA leagues. This would be the 4th one in 2012, according to Bob Weirs. There's a new team locating in Houston near the Sugar Land areas. The pitch is a fireball, low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The arena at Harbor Yard is over the left field wall. Center field, I-95. Down in right center of the scoreboard as the pitch is lashed to the opposite field and kicks out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stephen Moss would be the batter due up first for the Bridgeport Bluefish coming up in the bottom of the 4th, but the trivia question for tonight: which member of the Newark Bears has collected the most doubles against the Bluefish this season? Bluefish Radio at BridgeportBluefish.com. That's Bluefish Radio at BridgeportBluefish.com. The 2-2 is hacked at for a strike three call. Down swinging is Kennard Jones. He's fanned 3 times tonight. And overall, Gonzalez not been weak. He has 8 punch-outs. But that has to be an issue because you're striking out 8 and you're walking as many batters as you have. Chances are your pitch count is up. Gonzalez at 83. We're not even through 4 yet. Chances are the most that he'll be able to go tonight is 6, which is good. But I'm sure the Bluefish would rather have him go 7 or 8, especially with the usage last night and the limited resources available tonight as the first pitch scours over the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike. A looping curveball, which appeared to go 11-5 as opposed to 12-6. A little bit more of a sideways tilt. The 0-1 from Gonzalez lifts his high leg drive, and the curveball again spotted outside, but it was slightly lower than the knees. 1 ball and 1 punch. Sam Rosato is in the broadcast booth tonight. He is a trooper. But of course, the Bridgeport Bluefish, they've been here for all 140 games, or at least they're going to be, unless they're picked up. The 1-1 travels inside, ducks just off the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. The third base coach is not Ron Karkovice. I believe it's Willie Banks, the pitcher. He's acting as the pitching coach and the third base coach today. Ron Karkovice is the manager as the next offering is swung on and grounded sharply to second base. Bobbling but recovering and flipping to first in time is Hiram Bocachica for the final out of the inning. The first 1-2-3 frame provided by Gonzalez at the end of 3.5. The Bluefish still trailing by a run, 2-1. Stay tuned. You're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network. We'll be back right after these words from our local sponsors.
If you want your baked goods delivered fresh daily, then MRS Baking has it all. With thousands of different dessert and breakfast items, you're sure to find your favorites. You can munch on brownies, cheesecakes, and cupcakes. Yummy! Located in College Point, New York, MRS Baking is the one stop for all your baking needs. For more information, dial 718-460-6700. Once again, the number is 718-460-6700. MRS Baking, the one stop for all of your baking needs.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
Hey kids, it's not too late to join BB and all of his friends by becoming a member of BB's Baseball Bunch. BB's Baseball Bunch is the coolest club around for all of the biggest or littlest Bluefish fans. As a member of the Baseball Bunch, you'll not only get free entrance into all 11 Sunday home games, but you'll also get a membership card to show all of your friends, plus a special t-shirt that will tell everyone you're a member of the bunch. After each Sunday home game, Baseball Bunch members will also be invited onto the field to run the bases just like the Bluefish do. You'll even receive a newsletter that will fill you in on all your favorite Bluefish players, along with all the news that BB's Baseball Bunch has to offer. To join the coolest club around, call 203-345-4800 and become a member of BB's Baseball Bunch.
Stephen Moss has been cash money. He's registered on the books every time. And he hopes to cash in again with a big check known as a home run. Or, simply put, a smaller check. That would be a single against Bob Zimmerman. Righty-righty matchup, 2-1 your score, 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error to 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. The pitch is skied in the air to left center. Giving chase, having room, and nearing center field to make the call and the catch is Cooper, 1 away. An F8 on your score sheet to establish Josh Phelps at the batter's box. The Newark Bears stranded one runner in the first inning. They left 3 runners on in the second and another 3 in the third. Overall, 7 left on base for the Newark Bears, yet they are still up by a run. The Bluefish have not had a superior cut against Zimmerman except for Stephen Moss, and even he was induced into a pop fly ball to shallow center as the first pitch to Lopez drags across the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike. Lopez had his 10-game hitting streak snapped. It tied for the longest hitting streak this season by Lopez. It was at 10 games. Another pitch swerves over the outside corner. Lopez could not believe it. No balls and 2 strikes. He thought that Brett Brewington expanded the strike zone. He is the home plate umpire, but the idea is to be consistent. That pitch did not look as if it tailored across the corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Zimmerman deals. The pitch is launched foul down the right side. That pitch was way outside, but because Lopez was accustomed to hearing the strike call from Brewington on pitches he felt were outside his comfort zone, he was forced to take a big cut at it. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Open stance for Lopez as Zimmerman drives and the pitch shuttles to the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 man out. The wind driving towards center field at this time, not with great velocity though. Last couple of days, the wind has been awful. This morning it was bad, but it subsided considerably as the day moved on as Lopez strokes the pitch foul behind home plate towards the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There is a possibility that October baseball not only will exist in Major League Baseball, but in the Atlantic League as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zimmerman winds and cuts. The pitch is swung on and driven down the left field line. It streaks foul, though, as Newark bullpen had to be on alert. They nearly got their heads chopped off with the screaming line drive from Lopez. We don't want any decapitations today because people were unaware of the baseball coming right at them. Happened, well, not a decapitation, but somebody got plunked in the head in York. The 1-2 settles over the outside corner. Lopez did not agree with the call. He felt like Brett Brewington expanded the zone way too far on the outside corner. 2 retired in the frame, and Lopez states his case, but he will not win it. It sets up Hiram Boca Chica. So Josh Phelps apparently has left the game again. That was Lopez. 2 outs to Boca Chica. Curveball that sways over the outside corner and hits it. The count, no balls, 1 strike. We do not know what is wrong with Phelps. It may be his shoulder again. It's been his shoulder many times, and we just hope it's not the case this time around as the 0-1 circumvents the outside corner. It strays inside and elevates. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hiram Boca Chica is 0-for-1 with a strikeout. Zimmerman has been on target today. The 1-1 curveball that ratchets towards third. Gathering the baseball and flipping across to nab Boca Chica is Madera for the final out of the inning. Overall, 8 strikeouts for Bob Zimmerman. Through 4 innings of play, the Bluefish trailing by a run. It is 2-1. Stay tuned. You're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
Hey, Kids, it's not too late to join BB and all of his friends by becoming a member of BB's Baseball Bunch. BB's Baseball Bunch is the coolest club around for all of the biggest or littlest Bluefish fans. As a member of the Baseball Bunch, you'll not only get free entrance into all 11 Sunday home games, but you'll also get a membership card to show all of your friends, plus a special t-shirt that will tell everyone you're a member of the bunch. After each Sunday home game, Baseball Bunch members will also be invited onto the field to run the bases just like the Bluefish do. You'll even receive a newsletter that will fill you in on all your favorite Bluefish players, along with all the news that BB's Baseball Bunch has to offer. To join the coolest club around, call 203-345-4800 and become a member of BB's Baseball Bunch.
For centuries, cold beer has remained hidden behind refrigerated doors, hidden within cardboard walls amongst bottles and cans. Cold beer has remained hidden for far too long. Not anymore. Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see if your beer is cold before you buy it. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles on the call today. As the first pitch is a swing and a miss from Carl Everett. No balls and one strike. It's Everett, Brian Barton, and Sandy Madera. 4, 5, and 6 in the order for the Newark Bears. The pitch is lined down the left field line, but it kicks foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Bluefish Radio at BridgeportBluefish.com. That's Bluefish Radio at BridgeportBluefish.com. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. We are in the top of the 5th inning. The score 2-1 in favor of the road team as Everett pops the pitch up to the right side of the diamond, giving a call and a corral is Hiram Boca Chica as he settled underneath one away in the top of the 5th, and P4 on your score sheet as Brian Barton clears some space in the batter's box. He's ready to work. Barton leaving the Bluefish 264. Once he left the Bluefish and participated with the Newark Bears, his batting average blossomed. He has blossomed as a player as the first pitch is a bunt attempt that scurries foul. Giannetti charged in quickly. Lopez has replaced Phelps at the first base side. So the defense, not as prolific as it once was. Lopez is an okay defensive player, but Phelps is golden at first. He is what you would deem a top-notch overall player with the exception of his power. The 0-1, Barton slugs and fouls to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Brian Barton, take a glance at how he has performed with the Newark Bears, courtesy of the Bear Tracks provided by Mr. Greenwald, David Greenwald, the broadcaster for the Newark Bears. The 0-2 swung on and slapped foul to the right side. But Brian Barton, 2 for 3 in his last game, 3 for 9 in the last series, as the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. He was acquired in trade from the Bridgeport Bluefish for future considerations, and he made the opening day roster for the 2008 St. Louis Cardinals. Played 1 year of collegiate baseball at Loyola Marymount before transferring to the University of Miami. 371 during his stretch there as the pitch is popped up foul down the right side. No balls and 2 strikes. 57 games. Hit 371 in his final year with the Hurricanes, and ultimately made it to Major League Baseball with the St. Louis Cardinals and the Atlanta Braves, 2 separate stints. And you can tell, based on his power and based on his raw ability, that he was able to carry it over to the diamond as the next pitch is roped up to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. And in batting practice, you can tell how much pop that bat really has and how much it carries, which is, I could see why the Atlanta Braves and the St. Louis Cardinals took chances on him at the major league level as early as they did. The 0-2 is slapped at, swung on a miss, strike 3. Down hacking is Brian Barton. He strikes out for the second time today, and for Luis Gonzalez, that's 9 punch-outs in the game, 2 retired in the 5th. And we were going to attempt to get some trivia question responses courtesy of the Bluefish Broadcast Network. We're going to try to fit them in this frame as well as the bottom of the 5th and give you the trivia question response in the top of the 6th before going to PointStreak.com for the latest scores and summaries from around the Atlantic League. The first pitch is a flutter ball outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Taking a glance at some of the trivia question responses. The Newark Bears, which batter collected the most doubles against the Bridgeport Bluefish? The 1-0 settles over the outside edge, 1 ball and 1 strike. An interesting concept to think about, especially the head-to-head. And the Newark Bears, they have a couple of players that have done well against the Bluefish. Not as many, though, as the Bluefish have performed against their counterparts tonight. Next offer, Shades low, 2 balls, 1 strike. The first response was Brian Barton, that coming from Eddie. Eddie is from Danbury. He said Brian Barton, that is not the correct choice. Another response was provided as far as who's hit the most doubles. The fastball is a blazer down the outside corner, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Finally, another option was Pablo Ozuna, 2 doubles, but not the number that you need and not the player that picked up that amount. And that coming from Michelle as the pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. The Newark Bears have been retired in order for the 2nd consecutive inning. 10 strikeouts on the game for Gonzalez through 5. We have a pitcher's matchup. The score, the Bluefish trailing by a count of 2-1. Stay tuned. I am Perry Miles. You're listening to the Bluefish Broadcast Network. We'll be back after these words from our local sponsors.
Advertising with the Bridgeport Bluefish is a sure way to hit a home run in your community. Since 1998, nearly 3 million fans have spun the turnstiles at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Supporting their local team and Fairfield County's local businesses sponsoring the Bluefish is just the right thing to take your business in the direction you want. The proof is in the numbers. More than 70% of Bluefish partners renew their sponsorships annually, and the best part is there are tons of ways to get involved. Billboards, in-game promotions, giveaways, Fish Vision video board ads, radio spots, and much more. If the economy is sinking your business, it's time to get swimming with the Bluefish. To join the Bluefish team now, call any of our front office sales representatives at 203-345-4800 for more information.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
For centuries, cold beer has remained hidden behind refrigerated doors, hidden within cardboard walls amongst bottles and cans. Cold beer has remained hidden for far too long. Not anymore. Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see if your beer is cold before you buy it. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles on hand. It's a close game, 2-1. The Bluefish trailing the Newark Bears, 2 runs on 1. 6 hits and 1 error, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Great pitching performance by Bob Zimmerman. And Danny Putnam steps up to the plate. He's 3 for 22 against the Newark Bears during his stretch of games against the team from northern New Jersey. It's Putnam, Gianetti, and Tom Panino stepping in. Zimmerman delivers. High leg drive pitch is smoked. Down the right field line, it drops in for a base hit and rolls into the corner. Putnam rounds first. He's cruising to second base and motoring around second. He's going for 3. The throw is not nearly in time. We'll have to see if he has to go back to second because there might have been a touching by the bullpen. But Danny Putnam smacks a triple into right field, and the Bridgeport Bluefish have a rally cooking. Boy, does that smell good. Runner at third base, nobody out, and Joe Gianetti steps in. You could have a picnic at the ballpark with ribs, hot dogs, and grilled chicken by calling a Bluefish sales representative at 203-345-4800 or by calling my line, 203-416-1731. If you want to have a picnic at the ballpark, you can call me. The pitch is swung on and lifted down the left field line, giving chase to Tenara Jones. He's leaning towards the corner and makes the catch over the shoulder near the track. Tagging and scoring is Danny Putnam. It's an RBI. Sacrifice fly. Number 49 for the season on part of Joe Giannetti. The Bluefish have squeaked right back. They're in the contest. The game tied at 2. Triple by Putnam. Giannetti served a long fly ball down the left field line. Just missed a 2-run shot. Tom Panino squaring in on his focus, which is Bob Zimmerman's chest. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. 2 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. The glove is located at the chest. The right arm facing down. The heels stuck together. First pitch drives outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 runs on 6 hits to 2 runs, 2 hits. 1 error for Newark, none for the Bluefish. That's where we stand. The third baseman, Madera, halfway between the lip of the outfield grass and the infield grass. Both of the middle infielders playing way back as the pitch circles across the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. The first baseman, Darrell Ward, stationed about 3/5 of the way from the lip of the infield grass to the lip of the outfield grass, located at the cutoff. 1-1. Waved at for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right center field, right field, left and left center. You have billboard signs at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. If you would like to sponsor the Bluefish, you can call me, Perry Miles, at 203-345-4800, or my direct line is the pitch. Fired over the outside edge. Down staring is Panino. Already 9 strikeouts for Zimmerman. Can he match Gonzalez's 10? We'll have to wait and find out. Zimmerman's pitch count, though, only at 64. Woo! Compare that with Luis Gonzalez. You might see Zimmerman last 7 or 8, perhaps 9 innings. Never know. 64 pitches, 46 strikes. That's impressive as Chavez lines to second. Gathering the baseball on the drive is Tim Raines Jr. for the final out of the inning. But a triple to lead off the frame. A sacrifice fly to left ties the game at 2. Stay tuned. You're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network. We'll continue with 2 more responses of the trivia question, and the trivia question answer right after these words from our local sponsors. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
Unwind after a show, game, dinner, or anytime at the Blue Martini, Fairfield County's sophisticated new gathering place in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. The atmosphere is pure cosmopolitan, and the light menu is as hip as the lounge itself, featuring mouth-watering blue ravies, Bridgeport Bellows, and Angus Blue sliders. And the signature martinis? Try the Bartender Hates You. You'll love it. Blue Martini, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn. I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free secure parking.
If you want your baked goods delivered fresh daily, then MRS Baking has it all. With thousands of different dessert and breakfast items, you're sure to find your favorites. You can munch on brownies, cheesecakes, and cupcakes. Yummy! Located in College Point, New York, MRS Baking is the one stop for all your baking needs. For more information, dial 718-460-6700. Once again, the number is 718-460-6700. MRS Baking, the one stop for all of your baking needs.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn. I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free secure parking.
Hey kids, it's not too late to join BB and all of his friends by becoming a member of BB's Baseball Bunch. BB's Baseball Bunch is the coolest club around for all of the biggest or littlest Bluefish fans. As a member of the Baseball Bunch, you'll not only get free entrance into all 11 Sunday home games, but you'll also get a membership card to show all of your friends, plus a special t-shirt that will tell everyone you're a member of the bunch. After each Sunday home game, Baseball Bunch members will also be invited onto the field to run the bases just like the Bluefish do. You'll even receive a newsletter that will fill you in on all your favorite Bluefish players, along with all the news that BB's Baseball Bunch has to offer. To join the coolest club around, call 203-345-4800 and become a member of BB's Baseball Bunch.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. The first pitch labeled on the outside corner for a called strike. Luis Gonzalez delivered a changeup to Kaiwi, and it's followed by James Cooper and Randy Gress. The next offering slips outside, 1-1 strike. It's Kaiwi, followed by James Cooper and Randy Gress, 7, 8, and 9 in the order for the Newark Bears. The Bluefish tied the game at 2 with a leadoff triple from Danny Putnam and an RBI sacrifice fly. Whenever a pitch goes into the right field corner, it is trouble for opposing outfielders to get there. It is rather difficult. And think about what Major League Baseball they must do. Fire the ball out of the right field corner. It's a long throw across the diamond to get to third base as the 1-1 scampers low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody out, top of the 6th inning. Let's get to 2 more trivia question respondees. Anna from Trumbull as the next offering slips inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Anna from Trumbull indicated that the player that had the most doubles against the Bridgeport Bluefish this season, we'll tell you in a moment, once we have the ability to get this fastball outside, but it missed, ball 4. Not we, but rather Gonzalez. And a pitch labeled outside, ball 4. Taking his base with nobody out is Kaiwi. He's walked 3 straight times. Boy. Boy, oh boy. James Cooper steps up to the plate. 2 strikeouts. No contact day from Kaiwi and Cooper. 3 walks by Kaiwi and Cooper with 2 strikeouts. The next person that was guessed was with regards to the person that had the most doubles, as the first pitch is squibbed foul to the right side. Count of no balls and 1 strike. Gabe Suarez was selected by Anna, and that's not the correct choice. One last one, James Cooper from John. John from Trumbull says James Cooper. That's not the correct choice. The correct answer, believe it or not, is former member of the Bridgeport Bluefish and a former member, member of the Newark Bears as well. He's now in the York Revolution. Victor Rodriguez, the pitch plants outside. It might have been a pitch out, but Panino saw nothing doing. 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't know how much of a threat Kaiwi is. He has not really shown blazing speed. Does not take much of a lead. That probably gives it away. The 1-1 flutters high. 2 balls, 1 strike. And if you take a closer look, no stolen bases, no caught stealing. He has not attempted 1. That probably gives you a better indication. Luis Gonzalez at 108 pitches on the night. It is the 6th inning. 2-1. Bunt attempt. Squeeze up the first base side. Giving chase is Lopez. On the move is Boca Chica. He flips to first, and it's not in time. Gonzalez could not get there. It is a bunt base hit by Cooper. He was just trying to sacrifice. And the 7th knock of the game provided by the Newark Bears. Now you probably will see another bunt from Randy Gress with the game tied at 2 in the top of the 6th. Let's take a look at the point streak scores from around the Atlantic League, courtesy of the Bluefish Broadcast Network. And we'll try to take a closer look. The Lancaster Barnstormers leading the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 2-1 in the top of the 6th. Lancaster is not losing right now. Long Island Ducks 2, the York Revolution nothing. The Somerset Patriots 1, Camden River Sharks nothing. These scores are bad for the Newark Bears, all 3 of them, and good for the Bridgeport Bluefish. The bunt attempt is squeezed up the third base side, fielding and flipping to third is Gonzalez. 1 away. A poor bunt by Randy Gress. fielder's choice 1-5 to eliminate Kaiway, and you wonder why he was not sent to steal. Well, you just saw why not, because he just got over there as slowly as a turtle. Sets up Tim Raines Jr. And Panino going out to the mound to talk with the left-hander Gonzalez. Now, most catchers, to give or to cut Kaiway a little bit of slack, most catchers do not have great speed. But you wonder, with a runner at first base after he walked, you try to get the runner into scoring position. So Kaiway is not going to steal because he does not have speed. Then you send a bunt, which is great from Cooper. Great strategy by Cooper. And Kaiway, aggressive base running as well, as much as he could possibly show as the fastball runs high, 1 ball, no strikes. But all of that effort is eliminated because Randy Gress throws down a poor bunt. And last night, you could make an argument that the Bridgeport Bluefish suffered the loss because Luis Lopez could not get the bunt down, and Hiram Boca Chica could not accomplish the same feat as the fastball twist side, 2 balls, no strikes, whereas Randy Gress in last night's affair was able to execute the bunt, which allowed Tim Raines Jr. to open up his bat and to bring the infield in. Once you jog the infield in, it increases the batting average of the batter in the box by about 100 points. The 2-0 docks at the middle of the plate, the knees, 2 balls, 1 strike, and it's a proven statistical measure. The further in you are, the less apt you are to react to a line drive or a screaming line drive. You might have cat-like reflexes, but for every pop-up, there are several line drives as the next offering is squibbed behind home plate to the left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that is the major issue. You bring the infield in with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. The chances that a batter comes up with a hit, or let alone, let's not forget about a sacrifice fly, they substantially increase. 2-2 from Gonzo. Swung on and looped to short, gathering is Chavez. He flips to second, double play. The runner at second base was caught off guard, and it was a slow, lofty line drive. James Cooper caught off guard. He is doubled off. End of 5.5. A runner is stranded. The Bluefish and Bears tied at 2. Stay tuned. You're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network. We'll be back in just a moment right after these words.
Advertising with the Bridgeport Bluefish is a sure way to hit a home run in your community. Since 1998, nearly 3 million fans have spun the turnstiles at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Supporting their local team and Fairfield County's local businesses sponsoring the Bluefish is just the right thing to take your business in the direction you want. The proof is in the numbers. More than 70% of Bluefish partners renew their sponsorships annually, and the best part is there are tons of ways to get involved. Billboards, in-game promotions, giveaways, Fish Vision video board ads, radio spots, and much more. If the economy is sinking your business, it's time to get swimming with the Bluefish. To join the Bluefish team now, call any of our front office sales representatives at 203-345-4800 for more information. Looking for something to do the whole family will enjoy? Then drop by the box office at the ballpark at Harbor Yard to pick up your individual game tickets for Bluefish baseball today. With 3 great seating options, field box, loge, and reserved, every seat gets you up close and personal with the action at Harbor Yard. Monday is Kids Eat Free Night, presented by Abby J. Novelty Foods. On Winning Inning Wednesdays, fans will have a chance to walk away $10,000 richer. Not to worry, Thirsty Thursdays, presented by Budweiser, are back this year, followed by giveaway nights on Freebie Fridays. If you're looking to catch some afternoon sunshine, it's Chet Family Fun Day on Sundays with pregame team autograph sessions and kids run the bases after the game. In addition to the box office, Bluefish tickets can be purchased online at BridgeportBluefish.com or by calling a Bluefish sales representative at 203-345-4800. Get your tickets now and prepare to be blown out of the water by Willie Upshaw and the 2010 Bridgeport Bluefish.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles in the booth. Adam Greenberg making his way to the batter's box. He's followed by Tyke Redmond and Stephen Moss. 1, 2, and 3 in the order. The Bridgeport Bluefish and the Newark Bears tied at 2. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error to 2 runs, 2 hits, and no mistakes. 1 run for the BBs and the Bears in the first inning. The Bears counter with a run in the second as Greenberg chops an opposite field bunt, but it slicks and slips foul. No balls, 1 strike. Greenberg is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout, stolen base, a run scored. Bluefish just have 2 hits tonight. It's been anything but pretty in the ball game for the BBs as Zimmerman steps off the mound. Let's get to the scores. Lancaster 2, Southern Maryland 1, top of the 6th inning from Regency Furniture Stadium. Long Island Ducks 2, York Revolution nothing, bottom of the 6th from Suffolk County Sports Park. The 0-1 swung on and whiffed for a punch. No balls and 2 strikes. Somerset Patriots 1, Camden River Sharks nothing from Campbell's Field in Camden, New Jersey. I'm sure many teams are hoping that Somerset falls. The Bridgeport Bluefish, they've handled York very well. They ideally would not want to face off against Southern Maryland in round 1, although they're going to have to face them at some point. The 0-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. Down hacking is Adam Greenberg for the first retirement of the contest. Zimmerman with 10 strikeouts in the ball game, matching Luis Gonzalez's total through 6 innings as opposed to the 5 1/3 that the right-hander for the Newark Bears has tossed tonight. 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. It has been a great night for Zimmerman, but it might come to an end shortly. There is some action down the bullpen as the pitch is lofted down the left side and scoots out of play. No balls, 1 strike. 1 man out, 2-2 your scores. 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error to 2 runs, 2 hits, and no mistakes. Let's get to ESPN.com for the latest scores and summaries from around the Pilot Pen Tennis Championships in New Haven as the fastball grazes the inside corner, no balls and 2 strikes. And apparently not only is the AL Central race heating up, but also several tight races all across baseball, including the American League East, the wild card as well, the 0-2 fastball upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it's amazing the kinds of stories that come out, which include 2 fewer exhibition games, which the owners would love to have. I'm sure the players would as well, because they would have increased salaries and they would have more playing time to be able to compete. The 1-2 surfaces outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lots of advantages to having that. But let's get to the men's tennis Pilot Pen Tennis Championships. Marcos Bagdanis wins 6-2 against Chela in the 3rd set to move on against the number 14 seed. The 2-2 is a rifle outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Golubev ousted by Gabashvili 7-6 in the 3rd set. Tommy Robredo, 2-love in set number 1. The number 6 seed leading number 9 Stahovsky. Chowicki losing in the 2nd set as the pitch is swung on and grounded foul down the right side. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dolgopolov, who beat James Blake last night, is up 7-6, 5-4. Set number 2. And he beat Blake actually earlier today, 6-2 in set 2. DeBacher, the number 12 seed, upsets Mayer 7-5 in set 3. We'll provide you with the rest of the updated analysis from the Pilot Pen Classic in just a moment as the pitch is chopped and it hits the lip of the outfield grass. Oh boy, they're labeling that as an error, but that was a poor. The grass has been allowed to grow. It hit the ledge of the grass. The fielder got in front of it. I don't buy into that call. Ideally, if Redmond slapped the ball to the right side, you would expect the second baseman to get it. But the ball took an unusual hop off the lip of the outfield grass. Now, I would object to that error. I would give the hit to Redmond simply because of the bounce. But it is the official score. Keep his way as the 1-out toss. 4 A's outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Sometimes the degree of difficulty becomes increasingly more tough of an obstacle than it was before. 1-0. Swung on a shot to the left side and through for a base hit. Stephen Moss picks up hit number 2. The E4 is followed up by a single from Stephen Moss. It springs along Luis Lopez. The rest of the tennis scores: Stahovsky takes out Lusak. The number 9 seed moves on 7-6, 7-6 in the final 2 sets after losing 6-2 to Lusak. Troicki, a 7-5, 6-3 win against Niemann. Easterman, a 6-3 third set win against Lacko. Hanescu taken out by Stepanek 6-4 in set number 3. Korolev in straight sets defeats Marchenko 7-6, 6-4. On the women's side, Wozniacki, the number 1 seed, 6-4, 6-1 winner against Sibylkova. That is in the pilot pen. On the women's side, the fastball rises high, 1 ball, no strikes. Elena Dementieva, 7-6, 6-7, 6-4 win against Bondarenko. Marian Bartoli, 6-3, 6-1 defeat of Rodionova. The number 6 seed advances. Panetta, the 7th ranked player in this tournament, 6-3, 6-2 winner against Govortsova. Petrova, Nadia Petrova, 6-3, 6-2 win as Lopez pops the pitch up to right center field. Driving in is Brian Barton. He's on the move and makes the call and the catch. He flips the ball further towards the second baseman, Tim Raines Jr. It counts as a P9 on your score sheet to set up Hiram Boca Chica in the batter's box with 2 men out. Bob Zimmerman has been able to manipulate his way in and out of jams all day, whatever jams he's been provided. Zafina, 7-6, 7-6 defeat of Hantuchova. Kirilenko knocks out Pazinski in round 2, 6-3 and 6-1. In the NFL, lots of games on the slate, which all begins tomorrow. St. Louis Rams, New England Patriots, Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern. Thursday at 8 o'clock, Indianapolis and Green Bay. Friday, a set of games as the fastball wanes towards the outside corner, no balls and 1 strike. Atlanta and Miami, the Washington Redskins, the New York Jets, Philadelphia, Kansas City, San Diego, New Orleans. Those are all the Thursday and the Friday games. We'll get to the Saturday contest tomorrow when we update the scores as Hiram Boca Chica serves a pitch into shallow left field. Motoring in and making the call and the catch is Kennard Jones for the final out of the inning. After an E4, which allowed Redmond to reach, and a Stephen Moss single, the 2 runners are stranded. A pop fly to right and a pop fly to left. At the end of 6, the Bluefish and Bears tied at 2. Stay tuned. You're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
Looking for something to do the whole family will enjoy? Then drop by the box office at the ballpark at Harbor Yard to pick up your individual game tickets for Bluefish baseball today. With 3 great seating options, field box, loge, and reserve, every seat gets you up close and personal with the action at Harbor Yard. Monday is Kids Eat Free Night, presented by Abby J. Novelty Foods. On Winning Inning Wednesdays, fans will have a chance to walk away $10,000 richer. Not to worry, Thirsty Thursdays, presented by Budweiser, are back this year, followed by giveaway nights on Freebie Fridays. If you're looking to catch some afternoon sunshine, it's Chet Family Fun Day on Sundays with pregame team autograph sessions and kids run the bases after the game. In addition to the box office, Bluefish tickets can be purchased online at BridgeportBluefish.com or by calling a Bluefish sales representative at 203-345-4800. Get your tickets now and prepare to be blown out of the water by Willie Upshaw and the 2010 Bridgeport Bluefish.
Bridgeport Bluefish group outings are a grand slam. Bring your friends, family, or company out to the ballpark at Harbor Yard for a night of family entertainment and non-stop action. The ballpark at Harbor Yard has great areas for groups and birthday parties of any size. Socialize in the open-air marina picnic deck with up to 350 of your best friends or hungriest coworkers, and try the all-you-can-eat buffet, the best deal in town. With your choice of ribs, burgers, hot dogs, grilled chicken, pasta salad, dessert, and much more, you're guaranteed to leave the ballpark stuffed. Looking for a cozier atmosphere? How about our luxury and party suites with made-to-order food and beverage options, climate control, and your own personal server? Prefer the best seat in the house? Then book a group of 20 or more at our special discounted rates anywhere in the ballpark. Call 203-345-4800 to reserve your Bluefish group outing today. That's 203-345-4800.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Luis Gonzalez in his 7th inning of work. The bullpen getting a little bit loose out in right field as the first pitch swerves over the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles in the booth for all 140 games this season. 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 2 runs, 3 hits, and no mistakes. The fastball aligns inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. You would assume that if Luis Gonzalez throws 1 more inning, that would probably be it for the left-hander. He has already tossed 117 pitches, and there is some action in the bullpen as the pitch is lined into the left center field. Charging in and making the snare is Adam Greenberg on the move, 1 away. Kennard Jones slashed a pitch to the opposite field. He already has the hat trick on the night against Gonzo, but he lashed a pitch to the left of center, but did not record the hit. It's an L8. Darrell Ward makes his way to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Not too many hits tonight for either side, especially the Bluefish. 3 hits, 2 of them coming from Stephen Moss, another one from Danny Putnam. RBI from Moss and Giannetti, RBI from Range Jr. and Everett. Meanwhile, the 2-hit night from Tim Range Jr. The 5 of the 6 hitters in the bottom of the order have collected knocks as the pitch is stroked to short on 3 hops. Hustling down the first base line, but unable to get there before the Chavez throw is Darrell Ward, 2 away. Brandon Chavez is smooth as silk at short. He gathers the baseball, does not make very many errors at short. Very stable and has very good range. Not just tolerable range, superb range. 2 outs, and Carl Everett steps in. Single, strikeout, P4. Let's take a look at the rest of the scores tonight. Major League Baseball, the Chicago Cubs blanking the Washington Nationals 3-0, top of the 8th from Nationals Park. Houston edging Philadelphia 3-2 in the top of the 8th. Houston's on fire right now. They cannot seem to lose a game after they came out of the Mets series a little bit hampered. They were not pampered that series. 2 out, and swinging and lunging is Everett. No balls, 1 strike. Florida 5, New York Mets 3, bottom of the 7th at Citi Field. Runners at first and second for the Mets. Oakland 6, Cleveland 1, middle of the 7th from Progressive Field. Pittsburgh a 4-1 advantage against St. Louis from the Steel City, bottom of the 7th. Seattle 4, Boston 2, top of the 8th inning from Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. The Yankees trailing at Rogers Center 6-2 to the Toronto Blue Jays at the end of 6. Toronto's been giving the Yankees problems all season as the 0-1 flickers low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Baltimore and Chicago, donuts, top of the 5th. LA Dodgers 1, Milwaukee Brewers 0, middle of the 4th. The Texas Rangers edging the Minnesota Twins 2-1 in the bottom of the 3rd with a runner at second base. The rest of the scores are, 5 of 6 other outcomes are finals as a pitch is swung on and fouled back in an excellent snare by the fan. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kansas City edges Detroit 4-3. Boston won game 1 of the doubleheader today, 5-3. Colorado 12, Atlanta 10. The Angels trample the Rays 12-3. Cincinnati in a slugfest in San Francisco as the pitches popped down the right side on a bounce foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 12-11, the Reds beat the Giants. That is not a home run hitter's park. What used to be Pac Bell and AT&T, well now is AT&T. Oh boy. Arizona, San Diego, 10-05. Fastball splits outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Couple of other stories to know about. The Rockies actually overcame a 9-run deficit against the Braves today. That is not pretty. They stunned the Braves. Sources, Manny is on waivers. Manny Ramirez, that is, as the curveball dicey in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Brian Barton. You wonder who is going to pick up Manny Ramirez. He can, according to sources, maybe Tim Kirkjian along with several other ESPN analysts, they feel as if he cannot play the outfield any longer as Everett takes ball 4 on the outside, taking his base with 2 men out. Everett sets up Brian Barton. But if that's the case, that he cannot perform in the outfield, then he's going to have to come to the American League or act as a pinch hitter on one of the contending teams. His career is not over by any stretch. He could fit on Tampa Bay plate every day as a designated hitter for the Rays. What about the Yankees? Yankees have been having so many injuries and so little luck. Just because they may not have wanted him a year or two ago does not mean that they won't take him now. But we'll have to wait and find out. Waiver wire, he was put on waivers, and the Dodgers wanted to release his contract. There is a new pitcher, or is there a new pitcher? Yes, there is a new pitcher coming into the game, a right-hander, when we come back on the Bluefish Broadcast Network. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after these words from a local sponsor. Or actually, no. That was just a visit. I apologize. Just a visit from Willie Upshaw. Apparently, guy out of the bullpen, not ready. Maybe just wanted to give Gonzalez one more out to go 7. 2 outs. I apologize. Gonzalez serves, and the fastball is stroked down the right side. Opposite field pop, but it was foul. No balls, 1 strike. Originally, thought there was going to be a substitution. Not the case. Looked like the ball was removed from Luis Gonzalez. But it lied. 2 outs. Gonzalez strides forward. A pitch is plunked to the wall. The backstop held the baseball and allowed it to deflect off the padding to the grass. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 men out. The game. Matching 2s. Looked like Morse code before, dashes and circles. Not now. Different ball game. The 0-2 from Gonzalez. The runner goes, the pitch is outside. The throw to second is not in time. Not a good throw by Panino. It one-hopped to the middle of the bag, but it landed in front. The slide from Carl Everett was applied after the fact, and had it been a good throw, it did not even have to be a perfect throw from Panino. It just had to be a good one in order to record the out. Everett with the stolen base. You never usually see a guy like him stealing bags, but that occasion he went. We'll tell you what number that was on the year. That was his first. Oh, you never see that. Fastball misses askew from the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Carl Everett, who may not have exhibited so much speed this year, still got a couple of sprints left in him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gonzalez lifts, and the pitch is swung on and lofted towards center field to the right of center, where Greenberg hauls it in for the final out of the frame. Greenberg did not have to move back very much, just a couple of steps on a back pedal, and shifted a couple of inches to his left before he snared the baseball. 7th inning stretch time. The game tied at 2. Stay tuned. You're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
Unwind after a show, game, dinner, or anytime at the Blue Martini, Fairfield County's sophisticated new gathering place in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. The atmosphere is pure cosmopolitan, and the light menu is as hip as the lounge itself, featuring mouth-watering blue ravies, Bridgeport Abellos, and Angus blue sliders. And the signature martinis? Try the Bartender Hates You. You'll love it. Blue Martini, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn. I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free secure parking.
Looking for something to do the whole family will enjoy? Then drop by the box office at the ballpark at Harbor Yard to pick up your individual game tickets for Bluefish baseball today. With 3 great seating options, field box, loge, and reserved, every seat gets you up close and personal with the action at Harbor Yard. Monday is Kids Eat Free Night, presented by Abby J. Novelty Foods. On Winning Inning Wednesdays, fans will have a chance to walk away $10,000 richer. Not to worry, Thirsty Thursdays, presented by Budweiser, are back this year, followed by giveaway nights on Freebie Fridays. If you're looking to catch some afternoon sunshine, it's Chet Family Fun Day on Sundays with pregame team autograph sessions and kids run the bases after the game. In addition to the box office, Bluefish tickets can be purchased online at BridgeportBluefish.com or by calling a Bluefish sales representative at 203-345-4800. Get your tickets now and prepare to be blown out of the water by Willie Upshaw and the 2010 Bridgeport Bluefish.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for two for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Danny Putnam steps in against Bob Zimmerman, pins the glove at the upper left portion of the chest, slide step and pitch is swung on and grounded to shortstop. Fielding and firing on the move is Randy Grest, stretching to make the play. Keeping his foot on the bag is Darrell Ward, one away. That was a perfect stretch by Darrell Ward. You know that the Major League experience comes in handy, as they were recorded out as 6-3. Sets up Joe Giannetti. Hiram Bocachico is the last batter to get out in the last frame. And Bob Zimmerman has been efficient. 58 strikes, make it 59 strikes on 82 pitches. Or actually, no, one out in the frame or nobody out. Who knows? First pitch on its way. Dice is outside, 1 ball, no strikes. 59 strikes on 82 pitches thus far for Zimmerman. Very effective. He has been cutting through all the offensive players. A pitch is swung on and lashed into left field. Backing up is Jones. He cannot get there as one hops off the wall and scurries to the track. Jones plays it into third base. Giannetti standing up with a one-out double. He continues to belt the ball. His parents, before a game that they attended at York, Pennsylvania, they told me that Giannetti loved to hit. And you can tell. He's one of the league's leading hitters this season. He's the reason why he was not drafted higher, Joe Giannetti, at least he thought, was the fact that the condition diagnosed for diabetes coming out of high school, it was felt that, hey, because the condition was diagnosed, no team knew what to expect from Giannetti. And so he while he was with the Mets organization, he showed what he could do, and he hit for tremendous power and tremendous average, the same way he's doing with the Bluefish. Sets up Tom Panino. Panino adjusts his gloves a bit, waggles his bat near the plate, one out, right-hander. Brings the glove up to the shoulder, drops it to the chest. The first offering hurls outside, 1 ball, no strikes. The fourth base hit of the game by the Bluefish coming off the bat of Joe Giannetti. There is a player warming up in the bullpen. I believe it is Mr. Fortunato, Bartolome Fortunato, who was signed a couple of days ago and received the win in Game 1 of this 4-game set. The 1-0 drives outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Fortunato is a right-handed pitcher. There have been a number of changes. Colin Roberson was placed on the inactive list. Not the inactive list, sorry. He was put on the disabled list for a period of time. Miguel Saladin, along with the left-handed tosser, which is Dan Serafini. 2-0 drives outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Take a look at all the moves that the Bluefish have made this season. You wonder why they've been as successful as they are. Well, if you consider how many moves they've made with respect to everybody else, it's been a relatively healthy bunch. And actually, Colin Roberson is not going to be playing this series. Not on the any transaction, if you will. But Dan Serafini, placed on the inactive list. Chris Rivera was activated from the disabled list after Miguel Saladin was placed on the suspended list. The 2-2's on its way as a pitch floated outside to Panino. Bartolome Fortunato was signed on August 23rd, a couple of days ago. And there have been a total of 6 transactions, and for every action there needs to be an equal and opposite reaction, as a Panino swing and a miss does not equate to that. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Actually, the count pinned up. I don't know what was going on with the scoreboard. It must have been 3-1 count. 1 man out. Bottom of the 7th inning from Bluefish Land, the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Game has motored around quite quickly over the last 5 or 6 innings, but the first inning and a half took nearly 50 minutes to complete. 3-2 from Zimmerman, shifts his head back and forth before Panino is jammed on the trademark as the ball scurries foul and ricochets to the netting. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. 2-2 the score. 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 2 runs, 4 hits, no mistakes. The light fixtures are on at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Left, left center, and right field. Panino, 2 strikeouts in the game. Uncharacteristic of how he has performed with the Bluefish. It's been a little bit different now that he's joined a winning ball club. He's performed well, and his teammates appreciate the work that he does behind home plate. Another well-pitched game by a pitcher that tosses to him as the next offering is scurried to the screen. Panino right on top of the fastball. It was a blazer. Movie Dodgeball has many lessons intertwined with it, one of which does not include the constant name-calling by Ben Stiller, laser, blazer, and all of those elements. But you can use some of those terms to identify pitches in a baseball game and sequences. 3-2 from Zimmerman. Swung on and grounded to short, gobbling the baseball up and firing to third in plenty of time for the out. GNA slid right into the tag, a perfect throw by Gress, and an even better application of the tag by Madera. A fielder's choice, 6-5. Runner at first base is Panino. Giannetti eliminated at third. Ground ball to the left side. No matter what happens, if you're at second base, you need to hold your station. It's a given rule in Little League, in high school, and college, even in the pros. If a ground ball is sharply hit to the left side, you need to hold if you're at second base, because the thrower can easily distribute the baseball to third to gun you out, just the way it happens. The first pitch floats outside, 1 ball, no strikes. If the ball gets driven towards the right side, the runner is able to advance to third base without much of a challenge. Now, if you have an excellent defense, you might not be able to get away with that, but you're assuming that the defense can make every average play, but the above average and the above average plays as well. You're not expecting them to be Superman. The 1-0 is a fastball that is driven outside of the corner. 2 balls, no strikes. You don't expect that. Do there happen to be superb plays and artistic value to the performances? Certainly. But you don't expect it. 2-0. Dashes across the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Which is why ESPN has their Web Gems segment. Which is why when there are highlight films on, let's say, Fox Sports Net, the top plays of the night, or even the worst plays of the night, which may incorporate bullfighting or let's say a baseball hitting a player in the head when they clearly seem to have a shot to get the baseball. 2-1. It flipped outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. It has become a world of highlights. A film within a film. What do you think we're doing right now with the videography itself? Especially Sam Rosado. He may be filming necessarily, but he's taking a photo of an image of life. This is an ongoing movie. 3-1 to Chavez is spoiled on the left side. 3 balls and 2 strikes. When minor league ball players are watching their film, or Major League Baseball players are watching their film to see what flaws and what tendencies pitchers have, they are watching movies as they happen. Motion picture movies that continue to incorporate everyday work in the life of a baseball player. The pitch is launched into right center field. Going back on the move is Cooper. He cannot get there as it scoots to the wall. Rounding third and heading home is Panino. The throw is not in time, and Chavez extends his hitting streak to 18 games with a double. The RBI double puts the Bluefish up 3-2. Boy, oh boy. 18 straight games. The Bluefish lead again. Not in this contest. It's the first time they've taken the lead against the Newark Bears tonight. But there is a little bit of a conversation brewing between the battery mate of Bob Zimmerman, Kaiwe, along with Darryl Ward. But if you noticed, when Manny Mejia was catching, it's pretty good. Kaiwe is an okay catcher. He seems to call the signals well. Not too many challenges from the base runners. They're not too familiar with Kaiwe. And the fact is, Zimmerman has a very quick approach. He gets the ball very quickly to home plate. The pitch is driven to deep right center field. On the move again is Cooper. He leans near the track and drops the baseball. Run scores. Greenberg on his way to third, and he goes in there. We are seeing what is being labeled, if that is called a triple, then Adam Greenberg has tied the Bluefish record all time in triples. Angel Espada had 16 in his career, and Adam Greenberg drove it to the deepest part of the ball yard. The Bluefish now lead 4-2. Couple of records approaching, back-to-back plays. First, it was Brandon Chavez, the 18-game streak for the season, as the pitch flipped low, 1 ball, no strikes. And let's not forget, Adam Greenberg has tied Angel Espada for #1 mark in Bluefish history with the total number of triples with 16 in his Bridgeport career as the 1-0 Frisbee outside, 2 balls, no strikes. The Bluefish have opened up the game. It's a 4-2 contest. You would expect that Luis Gonzalez is not going to pitch next inning, although there is nobody warming up right now in the pen as Redmond allows a fastball to squirt the inside corner and hit it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Adam Greenberg now 1 for 3 with a triple, a run scored, a walk, and an RBI on the day. 2-1 to Redmond, spoiled on the trademark, and flips it to the opposite field. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bob Zimmerman had a strong 6 innings, 6 innings of 2-run baseball. Going the 7th was perhaps not the wisest idea. Once you get past 6 innings, you have to go the 4th time around the order, the 3rd and the 4th time around the order. Matters become problematic as the check swing hits the sweet spot of the bat, but ricochets into the netting. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Conditions on the field become ominous because pitchers have to use different strategies, and maybe the batters are going to make the appropriate adjustments and adhere to the speeds and locations that Zimmerman can provide. The 2-2 fastball ducks inside, coils up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors, 4 runs, 6 hits, and no mistakes. The Bridgeport Bluefish and the Newark Bears in a battle. The offer from Zimmerman is torched into center field, but not deep enough, as heading over, backpedaling, and making the catch is Cooper for the final out of the inning. That was a smoked baseball, but 2 runs come across. A double by Brandon Chavez to extend his hitting streak to 18 games, and Adam Greenberg ties Angel Espada with the #1 overall rank for a Bluefish member with 16 triples during his stint with the BBs. End of 7. The Bluefish doubling up the Bears. It's 4-2. Stay tuned. You're listening to Perry Miles on the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
Advertising with the Bridgeport Bluefish is a sure way to hit a home run in your community. Since 1998, nearly 3 million fans have spun the turnstiles at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Supporting their local team and Fairfield County's local businesses sponsoring the Bluefish is just the right thing to take your business in the direction you want. The proof is in the numbers. More than 70% of Bluefish partners renew their sponsorships annually, and the best part is there are tons of ways to get involved. Billboards, in-game promotions, giveaways, Fish Vision video board ads, radio spots, and much more. If the economy is sinking your business, it's time to get swimming with the Bluefish. To join the Bluefish team now, call any of our front office sales representatives at 203-345-4800 for more information.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for two for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
For centuries, cold beer has remained hidden behind refrigerated doors, hidden within cardboard walls amongst bottles and cans. Cold beer has remained hidden for far too long. Not anymore. Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see if your beer is cold before you buy it. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles in the booth. Bartolome Fortunato at the mound. He is a right-hander who earned the victory in his last start. An inning pitched, a walk, but nobody came across. He is 1-0 with a 0 ERA in that inning pitched. He has tossed a total of 2 frames this year in the records that we have at the Bluefish Broadcast Network. He pitched an inning and gave up 2 earned against in the Golden League with St. George of that squad. St. George, a team located in Utah, believe it or not, south of Salt Lake City. 4-2 your score. Right-hander Fortunato holds the glove at the belt, shifts his thighs, and rotates forward before the pitch is popped up by Sandy Madera to the right side of the outfield. Danny Putnam settles underneath and corrals for the first out of the inning. Sandy Madera goes quietly, F9 on the first pitch from Bartolome. Bartolome is famous to New York Mets fans. He and Victor Zambrano, who may be deemed as one of the biggest busts in terms of trade in the history of baseball, were exchanged for 2 players, one of which is still playing in Major League Baseball. Maybe we should give that as a trivia question tomorrow. Let's hide it. First pitch, fastball right down Broadway, no balls, 1 strike. Scott Kazmir, the pitcher of the New York Mets, Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Tampa Bay Rays, now the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, as the pitch pokes low. 1 ball, 1 strike. He has been floating around baseball. He's had a number of injuries, but he has more experience than Fortunato and Zambrano combined. The pitch is whacked at for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kazmir was a top prospect in the Mets organization, and he was dealt under the assumption that the Mets were going to make the playoffs with Victor Zambrano at the mound. Came from Tampa Bay. He did a stellar job with the Devil Rays at the time, which is why Mets thought he could perhaps have comparable numbers later in the season. He did not accomplish that, as the fastball skips to the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fortunato will give you a steady diet of fastballs. We've already seen a few of them. A split and what appears to be a curve. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man out. 4-2 ball game, 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 runs, 7 hits, and 2 mistakes. Fortunato deals, and the pitch is lashed down the right side and scoots near the concessionary areas. It takes a pinball effect off the wall down the right field line and was handled by one of the younger fans. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 man out, 4-2 ball game, 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 runs, and 7 hits with 2 miscues by the Bears. 2-2 is socked into left center field. It dunks in for a base hit. Greenberg scampers to the spot in the left center field gap before he throws the baseball into second base. 1 man out. Kuiwe has reached base all 4 times today. 3 walks and a hit. James Cooper, who represents the tying run in this game, steps in. Giannetti at the lip of the infield grass. The middle infielder is playing about halfway as the next offer is swung on and hacked at but missed. No balls and 1 strike. Just to give you an indication of how much power Cooper has, well, not that much. 2 homers, 26 RBIs. The pitch flutters across the outside edge. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 home runs means that he's got enough power to drive it out of the yard. But in this league, he's had a very difficult time doing so. The 0-2 swung on and chopped through the right side for another base hit. Kuiwe goes station to station. Runners at first and second. The tying run is at first base. Randy Gress, does he apply a sacrifice bunt? There is 1 out. And obviously, you'd like to have the tying run at second base immediately or at third base rather than first. But there were a couple of pitches that caught too much of the plate. Fortunato just needs to keep it away from the middle of the strike zone. 1 man out. Terry McGriff jogs to the rubber to have a conversation with Pinino and the pitcher Fortunato. Tonight, Gonzalez served 7 innings of 7-hit baseball, 2 earned runs, 5 walks. It seems as if he's always going to walk so many hitters. But he had 10 strikeouts, 132 pitches, 85 for strikes. Fortunato, 10 pitches to this point, 1 out. Pitch swung on, grounded to third. Gobbling baseball up is Giannetti. Steps on third, 1 on to first. Tag is applied, double play. Randy Gress gets in the face, and then the umpire ejects him and nearly punched Gress in the face. That would have been a very interesting scene. It looked like Randy Gress got punched in the face by the first base umpire as the umpire was ejecting Gress. Boy, that would have been a Jerry Springer epic right there, had it actually landed. You probably would have seen the Newark Bears dugout go ballistic, but Ron Karkovics is upset. He is defending his player like he should, but it is the end of the inning. 7.5 complete, 1 runner stranded. The Bluefish leading 4-2. I am Perry Miles. You're listening to the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
For centuries, cold beer has remained hidden behind refrigerated doors, hidden within cardboard walls amongst bottles and cans. Cold beer has remained hidden for far too long. Not anymore. Introducing the new Coors Light Cold Activation Window. Now you can see if your beer is cold before you buy it. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Unwind after a show, game, dinner, or anytime at the Blue Martini, Fairfield County's sophisticated new gathering place in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. The atmosphere is pure cosmopolitan, and the light menu is as hip as the lounge itself, featuring mouth-watering blue ravies, Bridgeport Bellows, and Angus Blue sliders. And the signature martinis? Try the Bartender Hates You. You'll love it. Blue Martini, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn. I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free secure parking.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Randy Gress was ejected from the game, and I don't know who replaced Randy Gress. My guess is that James Cooper has entered the contest. Or is Randy Gress still there? What's going on here? I'm confused. It was a 6-3 double play. I thought Randy Gress was ejected from the ball game, but he's still out there. What unfolded? I don't know. But it seems as if, well, Sandy Medeiros at third. Randy Gress still appears to be at shortstop. What is going on here? Or is it Arthur Barone? We'll have to find out and wait a moment as the first pitch is on its way from the right-hander. The new right-hander. The pitch is grounded through the left side, giving chase and firing on the move, but unable to get there is the shortstop. Either it's Gress or it's Arthur Barone, perhaps the backup catcher, and the throw not in time sets up Mr. Luis Lopez. Stephen Moss picks up an infield single deep in the hole on the first base side, and I don't understand why Randy Gress is still out there. It's not as if the Newark Bears and the Bridgeport Bluefish are exempt from normal laws. Looked like Gress was ejected. Would have made Mike Tyson feel proud based on the way that the ejection was called by the first base umpire tonight's game, Andrew Vincent. First pitch to Lopez tweaks along the inside corner and makes the adjustment on the edge. No balls, one strike. Luis Lopez, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. 4-2 Bluefish on top. 4 runs, 7 hits. 2 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors. Lopez lays off a curveball that dipped towards the knees, but it was not called a strike because it was too far inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Bluefish post-game show is coming up following the conclusion of the ball game, and we'll tell you a couple of news stories to look forward to as the 1-1 is on its path to home plate. The pitch wavers outside on the black. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zimmerman's night is done. 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts, 106 pitches, 73 of them going for strikes. And Greg Reinhardt is in the game. He pitched well until he gave up the run, the game-winning run in extras. First night as the 1-2 is spoiled to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. For the Newark Bears, it'll be Tim Raines Jr., Kennard Jones, and Darrell Ward in the bottom of the ninth due up. Of course, they are going to require at least 2 runs to come back in the game. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The runner at first base is Stephen Moss. He has okay speed at the corner. The 1-2 from Lopez is swung on and missed. Dashed low. Lopez's dreams burst as he's unable to provide a productive at-bat in that situation. 3rd strikeout of the game. I believe it's 2 strikeouts in the game for Lopez. Is it 2? Yes, 2 strikeouts. Lopez came in, and he is 0 for 3 in total. The Bluefish with 7 hits. But it's not about how many you have. It's about what you can do and how efficient and with what efficacy the bats and the at-bats can be used to improve performance and improve the results. The Bluefish, they're up by 2. That's all they care about. 1-0. Boca bounces foul left side, chops to the screen, no balls, and 1 strike. Hiram Boca Chica is 0 for 3. If you take a look at the 4 and 5 hitters for the Bluefish, 0 for 4 and an 0 for 3, that's 0 for 7 combined. So where would the run production be coming from? Well, Stephen Moss is 3 for 4 with an RBI. Greenberg is 1 for 3 with an RBI, and Chavez. So you take 9, 1, and 3. Space out Redmond because he's 0 for 4 again. And you have one heck of a contributing roster as the 0-1 splits outside. Boca Chica was able to lay off. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-2 ball game. 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors. Boca Chica coming into today, 287. 4 homers and 20 RBI. Earned an RBI last night. Runner at first base, Stephen Moss. One away. Reiner deals, and he had to get a shovel just to pick that out of the dirt. So instead he missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gonzalez, Fortunato, and you would expect maybe another inning out of Fortunato. Julio lasted 2 last night. Don't know whether he'll be strong today. You would expect so. The 1-2. Dives off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 10 strikeouts for Zimmerman, 1 for Reinhardt. Gonzalez with 10 punch-outs as well. Fortunato surrendered 2 hits, but no runs. Well, that's what it comes down to. How many runs have you given up? 2-2. Boca stares at a pitch right down the Connecticut Turnpike, strike 3, and he takes a seat on the bench. 2 retired, he knew it. He is 0 for 4 between Lopez Phelps and Boca Chica. That tandem is 0 for 8 in the middle of the roster. Not good. Danny Putnam 1 for 3. A triple in the 5th. Sandwiched unevenly in the 2nd inning by a strikeout. And in the 7th, 6-3 on the resume. Left-handed batter, former major leaguer in his career. The first pitch scalds the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Post-game shows coming up. Let's bring some of the other stories. The NFL owners are eyeing for 2012 an 18-game season to expand profits and expand revenue. Tiger Woods' ex-wife breaks the silence as the pitch is lifted foul to the netting. No balls, 2 strikes. She claimed in the article that she never, in fact, hit Tiger Woods. She was upset about the whole situation with the divorce and that she wanted to keep many of the individual habits private, but because of the fire hydrant incident, everything unfolded. People got better jobs because they revealed their stories. And they told on Tiger Woods. The 0-2 swung on and looped on a humpback liner up the middle. Taking the baseball and stepping across to the bag is Randy Grass for the final out of the inning. A 6 unassisted fielder's choice to retire the side. The Bluefish don't score in the 8th. We shift to the top of the 9th. We are seeing if Fortunato is remaining in the game or if Jorge Julio will make his way from the bullpen. I am Perry Miles. You're listening to the Bluefish on the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
If you want your baked goods delivered fresh daily, then MRS Baking has it all. With thousands of different dessert and breakfast items, you're sure to find your favorites. You can munch on brownies, cheesecakes, and cupcakes. Yummy! Located in College Point, New York, MRS Baking is the one stop for all your baking needs. For more information, dial 718-460-6700. Once again, the number is 718-460-6700. MRS Baking, the one stop for all of your baking needs.
A sizzling, succulent filet mignon, zesty tequila lime salmon, juicy pork chops Milanese. Getting hungry? Your table is ready at the all-new Park City Grill, Fairfield County's elegant new dining spot in the beautifully renovated Bridgeport Holiday Inn. Comfortable, warm, and inviting, Park City Grill offers a world-class dining experience, including the complete price-fixed dinner for 2 for $39.90. Come to the Park City Grill, 1070 Main Street in the Bridgeport Holiday Inn, I-95 exit 27A to exit 2. Free, secure parking.
Hey kids, it's not too late to join BB and all of his friends by becoming a member of BB's Baseball Bunch. BB's Baseball Bunch is the coolest club around for all of the biggest or littlest Bluefish fans. As a member of the Baseball Bunch, you'll not only get free entrance into all 11 Sunday home games, but you'll also get a membership card to show all of your friends, plus a special t-shirt that will tell everyone you're a member of the bunch. After each Sunday home game, Baseball Bunch members will also be invited onto the field to run the bases just like the Bluefish do. You'll even receive a newsletter that will fill you in on all your favorite Bluefish players, along with all the news that BB's Baseball Bunch has to offer. To join the coolest club around, call 203-345-4800 and become a member of BB's Baseball Bunch.
Welcome back to the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Barry Miles in the booth. The right-handed pitcher is Jorge Julio. Right-handed pitcher. And he'll be taking on the left-handed hitting Tim Raines Jr., followed by the left-handed hitting Kennard Jones and Darrell Ward, another left-handed batter. The Newark Bears are filled with left-handed batters throughout the lineup. First three especially. They can turn any pitcher around. And left-handed batters are usually tougher for right-handed pitchers to handle. But you know that a bunt might be coming up. Giannetti in at the lip of the infield grass. Lopez staying at bay, first base. The first pitch on its way from Jorge Julio scalds the outside corner. No balls and one strike. Julio starts off with a heater. 1.15 ERA. No wins, one loss, 47 games, 22 saves on the year as the fastball docks off the outside edge. 1 ball and 1 strike. 47 innings. Opponents hitting 191 against the right-hander as the pitch is swung on and lifted high in the air to deep right field. Going back is Putnam. He's on the track. He's at the wall. He leaps and is unable to get there. The ball scurries to the warning track. Motoring around to third base is Tim Raines Jr. That's where he stays. A runner at third base with nobody out. Sets up Kennard Jones. Jorge Julio left the pitch over the heart of the plate. What else did you expect from Tim Raines Jr.? He's not going to go down without a fight. And he jolted the pitch over the head of Danny Putnam. He has a double, a single, and a triple. He's a home run away from the cycle. However, in order to get the cycle, the Newark Bears would need to extend the game to extras. 4-2 your score as Julio winds and kicks. Fastball lays low. 1 ball, no strikes. Jorge Julio has escaped Jan's runner at third base and nobody out before. But Julio kicks, the pitch is chopped up the middle, and unable to stare is Julio. The run scores, the throw to first base had to be scooped up out of the dirt by Lopez. A sloppy throw by Hiram Boca Chica at second base and nearly caused an error. Or at least, was that Boca Chica or was that Chavez? I think it was Chavez. Ran across. But either way, Bluefish got away. 1 out in the frame, run scores. It's a 1-run ball game. The Newark Bears back in it. The insurance run proves huge. And of course, the 2 runs in the 7th inning, both of them were huge. Triple run scores on Kennard Jones. Ground ball. Sets up Darrell Ward as the first pitch docks low. 1 ball, no strikes. And Ward has some pop. Let's not forget, he had 5 home runs in April. 18 RBI, the 1-0 fastens across the outside corner, ball and strike. And he has 14 home runs on the year. So his pace has slowed. But he's not dormant. 1-1. Tips to the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Waiting on deck is Carl Everett. This is not a weak lineup. Yeah, Darrell Ward, Carl Everett, Brian Barton in the middle. Sandy Madero's been doing the job. 2-1. Swung on and laced to first, but gathering the baseball and running to the bag to record the second out of the inning is Luis Lopez. A 3 unassisted. Darrell Ward is 0 for 5. They held one of the most important batters to an 0 for 5. The Newark Bears down to the final out of the ball game. As Carl Everett clears some space. You know that these two have faced off against each other before. Carl Everett against Jorge Julio. Carl Everett was a Boston Red Sox member, and the Baltimore Orioles had the rights to Jorge Julio. There's no question these two faced off against each other. 2 out from Julio. Pitch is served down the left field line. Giving chase is Moss, but the ball flutters just to the left of the chalk and lands in the bullpen. No balls, 1 strike. The baseball did not stay high enough in the air to where either Moss or Chavez could track it down. Giannetti probably had the worst shot of getting to the ball. Whenever you're sprinting completely backwards, unless you're a center fielder, not accustomed to that, as the 0-1 skips to the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. The post-game show coming up on the Bluefish Broadcast Network. Scores and analysis from around the Atlantic League. 1-1. Tips off the table. 2 balls and 1 strike. And we have some interesting news from across Major League Baseball, too. Besides the fact that Johnny Damon nixed his trade to Boston, he loves Detroit. Manny Ramirez is now on waivers. The pitch is roped off the helmet. Such velocity coming off the arm of Jorge Julio that when any batter makes contact with the baseball, it goes backwards, hits the catcher in the mask. Mask tends to fly off. You wonder how protective those masks are? They shield from any injury. It's almost as if they are sporting a hockey goalie, one of those modern-day hockey goalie masks or helmets. 2-2. The stretch, the offer swung on and diced into right field for a base hit as it strolls into the corner. Rounding first and motoring into second base is Carl Everett. Putnam fields the ball down the right field line. It is a 2-out double for Everett. He stays alive. He was down to the final strike. Sets up Brian Barton. Jorge Julio does not have it today. He's already given up 2 extra base hits. And he's coming off of an outing where he served 2 scoreless frames and did not give up a base runner. He was flawless yesterday. Today, holes keep on being found for Jorge Julio. Crevices in the defense. Barton at home plate represents the lead run. The tying run is Everett as he's pinch run for the first offering. Scatters outside, 1 ball, no strikes. And you would think that Carl Everett was replaced by the speed, if you will, of a pitcher. I don't even know who's at second base at this time. You would, especially with the pinch run. We'll take a look. Matt Smith, as the offer is on the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt Smith has very good speed around the bases. We saw him pinch hit once for Tim Raines and company, but Matt Smith is pinch running to try to get that final run across to tie the game. 4-3 your score. The Bears with 11 hits. Julio delivers, and the slider could not be held up by Barton. A ball and 2 strikes. That has been the problem all season for Brian Barton. The slider that dips away and the up and in fastball, it looks attractive to him, but then once it comes through the zone, it's not a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Bears down to its final punch. 2 outs. Julio at the set. Smith making a big lead. The 1-2 scatters to the dirt. Advancing to third is Matt Smith, and the throw is not in time. Now a single for sure scores the run. Matt Smith advances to third on a wild pitch. That has to be a bummer. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-3, the ball game. The infield playing back. Bridgeport cannot afford to throw a pitch in the dirt. 2-2. Curveball that nearly connects with the outside corner. Had Barton frozen. But fortunately for the Bears, the call was not provided. against them. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Smith over at third. Julio taking a couple of breaths before he reestablishes his full windup at the mound. Glove at the stomach. Elbows tilted down. The high leg drive. 3-2. Swung and a miss. Strike 3. Brian Barton strikes out for the 3rd time in the ball game, and the Bluefish win by a score of 4-3. The post-game show is coming up right after these words from our local sponsors. Stay tuned. I am Perry Miles. You're listening to the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
Looking for something to do the whole family will enjoy? Then drop by the box office at the ballpark at Harbor Yard to pick up your individual game tickets for Bluefish baseball today. With 3 great seating options, field box, loge, and reserved, every seat gets you up close and personal with the action at Harbor Yard. Monday is Kids Eat Free Night, presented by Abby J. Novelty Foods. On Winning Inning Wednesdays, fans will have a chance to walk away $10,000 richer. Not to worry, Thirsty Thursdays, presented by Budweiser, are back this year, followed by giveaway nights on free days. If you're looking to catch some afternoon sunshine, it's Chet Family Fun Day on Sundays with pregame team autograph sessions and kids run the bases after the game. In addition to the box office, Bluefish tickets can be purchased online at BridgeportBluefish.com or by calling a Bluefish sales representative at 203-345-4800. Get your tickets now and prepare to be blown out of the water by Willie Upshaw and the 2010 Bridgeport Bluefish.
Bridgeport Bluefish group outings are
Welcome back to the postgame show on the Bridgeport Bluefish Broadcast Network. Perry Miles in the booth. The Bridgeport Bluefish hold on for a 4-2 win. A strong effort by Luis Gonzalez, and he earns the victory as the Bluefish scored 2 runs in the 7th inning to provide the team with the final run that they needed in order to hold off the Newark Bears from coming back. Fortunato pitched an inning after Luis Gonzalez served 7 innings and nearly 140 pitches. Jorge Julio struggled in the 9th, giving up an extra base hit to the leadoff hitter in Tim Raines Jr., a double in the process with 2 men out, but the runner advanced to third base on a wild pitch. Julio strikes out Barton to complete the win for the Bridgeport Bluefish. The final score from the ballpark at Harbor Yard, the Bluefish 4 and the Newark Bears 3. The Bluefish improved to 67-50. They are 31-16, and pending the results of the Southern Maryland Lancaster game, they might even be further ahead in the Liberty Division with a potential showdown brewing in the first round of the postseason between the Bluefish and the Blue Crabs. The tough luck loser, is the starting pitcher for the Newark Bears tonight. It was Bob Zimmerman. He pitched 6 innings of 2-run baseball, but enabled the 2 other runners to score in the 7th inning. I am Perry Miles. When we come back on the Bluefish Broadcast Network, we'll have the audio portion of the post-game show, including the rest of the analysis from around the league, as well as the Atlantic League scoreboard update, plus the Major League update, only on the Bluefish Broadcast Network.
Unwind after a show, game, dinner,